said I got her Hershey's milk chocolate bar. She was like, "These are gross." I was like, "What? The best cookies and cream."
Okay, we should be live about now.
I'm gonna go live, Death, right when we're having this conversation.
I had the shade of green going on between 5 of the 7 people I'm running right now. Somebody missing though.
Wait, why is it still books? It shouldn't be books.
Death's here. Oh, Dan, get online.
There we go. There's our old man.
Alright, then go back to the tavern. Back to this traveling nook, see you guys are at. Oh, wait. No.
Alright, we all hearing crap?
Oh,
yep. As much as I can be.
Oh boy.
All here, but not all there.
Awesome.
We're all here, but we're not all there.
The lights are on and nobody's home.
The lights are home and nobody's on.
Exactly.
The lights are off and everybody's home.
That's usually how my house goes. Trying to hide from the world.
Don't mind me, I'm just trying to finish up my popsicle.
I guess in this case, like, the lights are off and, like, friggin', was it, like... Vic McMahon or whatever, Vic Valor, yeah.
Vic McMahon.
I forgot his name.
Well, you've been spending too much time with Peter.
And there's nobody here left alive, which means this house now belongs to me.
God, I hate that so much because I just wasn't thinking, so I made the title of the stream a play on that. So now it's just a random Vince McMahon joke for no reason.
Vince McOldman.
Yeah, sorry about that again, Death, for last night. I was just done.
It's fine.
So that was season 2 of Beasters.
I was trying to take care of my
Pretty
dog.
good, yeah. Yeah, Louis' arc is, like, awesome, and Lego Seas is, like, really weird and, like, crazy.
I have to sit down and watch that show.
Yeah, if you thought season 1 was wild, season 2 goes off the rails hard.
Beastars, dun 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 dun, golden wind.
Yeah. Well, they both do feature characters who become mob bosses, so...
Now imagine that for about 6 pages.
Muddy.
Man, I still can't believe the 6-page Muda is a thing. It's so nuts.
So don't forget, halfway through it, there's...
Yeah.
I moved it like that.
There's just a point where it's just one villain that's so, like, evil that the hero just spends 6 full pages of the manga completely devoted to being the absolute shit out of them.
And I love that.
Yeah,
like...
I'm realizing something about this map.
What?
There's a lot of black space on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's not as bad as it looks.
But you said I'd live. I lied.
Yeah, it's just 6 pages of being the crap out of this guy, and it ends with him, like, punching him into a literal dumpster. Like a literal dump truck.
And finishes off with the best line. Arrivederci.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, so I'm just see where I go from here, because I was like, I did not show what to go on for this one, so we're just gonna roll with it, see what kind of bullshit.
Hey, roll with it.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's
alright, so anybody else feel like recapping what we went from last session?
Previously on D&D.
I love Baron.
We all made it to town, did some shopping, some negotiating, a lot of negotiating.
Realized we were poor.
We visited
And
the
then we
Nutty
fixed that.
Gnome.
After acquiring various goods and some cash, the party then mostly went back to the inn, except for one member. Vic McFucking Valor decided to have his own little escapade in the quarantine district, where he managed to make off with the best-looking piece of silverware in the captain's possession, wandered into the bedroom on the second floor, and found a body.
All right.
Now, did we get a description of the body? Was it a female body? Did we find that out?
You don't know that. You're back at the inn.
I know I don't know that, but does Vic know that?
Vic Valor would like to stroll up to the body.
Okay.
I examine the body.
All right. Do an investigation check.
1. What's a body?
What is this? What is this, BluFuzzyHat? Seriously, your investigation and observation is so...
Way to start the session.
Jesus.
Hey, it's
Started off with a good roll.
I would suggest that my passive investigation would at least let me know if this body has been on fire or not. And is
It's
it
a mannequin.
Well, this much you know, it is female.
Wait, sure about that?
Yeah, it is female, as far as you can tell. And what you see is more or less a bloody mess, really. This is going to be a thing, Vic Valor and his crappy investigation checks.
Vic Valor, greatest detective alive.
With a +2, no less.
Oh, looking fine over there, the +5 of charisma.
Yeah, I know. I got to pay back charisma.
I am gonna basically do a circle of the room, I suppose.
Okay.
HectiX.
That's what came to mind when Blue said that.
I know.
So, I'm debating what we'll give it an investigation check. And you might fail this one too.
I keep running into this wall. I don't know what's going on. What'd you say?
Wait, what's a wall?
Blue?
What?
What were you saying?
I'm debating if I want to make you do another investigation check, or you just curse and do another fail.
That's up to you.
Alright, fucking well, apart from expecting the body, you just do another investigation check, see what you come up with, see if you can get this. Excuse me while I go face palm for 5 minutes.
I get that 24 in a pre-session roll, but my last 8 in-session rolls have been maxed out at 10.
Well, that's what you get. That's
With
what you get
modifiers.
for pre-rolling before the session.
Well, I got an error prompt in D&D Beyond that said, hey, we're not connected to whatever. And I'm like, oh, let me check this.
Yeah, that happens to me every time, so I have to roll something just in case.
Alright, you don't necessarily see too much at the moment. From what you gather, it's not exactly your particular field of interest.
Yeah, I mean, if we were attempting to intimidate the body, then maybe I could be good at that.
Yes. So everything around here, as far as you can tell, you're not sure exactly what happened to this body. Oh, Poppy.
Grabs the dead body, starts shaking it, and is just like, are you dead?
Well, I guess then I'm done here. I'm gonna go meet up with the group. I look out the window Is there anyone on the street level?
No.
Cool. I'll use Misty Step to teleport out to the ground.
Okay. So what are you doing afterwards?
I head back to the inn.
Okay. So, as you venture back to the inn, you eventually meet up the rest of your party. What is up with this? Okay.
I don't remember where I left Fi.
I think, and Cookie, you're still, for some reason, you're still in bed with Beef.
Why wouldn't I be? Maybe I'll come down at least the stairs, though. Say hi to everybody.
I'm gonna take my usual place at the firelight. Read my book. That was slightly burnt.
I'm
Like
seeing
the
where I can
roasty.
keep an eye on the door, expecting Vic back any time.
Like a lost puppy.
Aw, it's okay. Here, have a strong pants snack.
So, takes you a little bit of time to get back to the inn or whatnot. What's everybody else been doing while we're waiting for Vic? Aside from just sitting there watching the door, strong pants, and reading books.
Ribbit, are
Everybody
you
else
doing
doing?
any thieving?
Oh, we've got books to read.
Oh,
Up
Vi
to
apparently
30.
does. She always has a. They always.
They always have a book.
I completely forgot if we were in the middle of something as he
No,
was
we were
doing
just-
that.
You guys are back at the inn.
No, we were just heading back to the inn and then ended it off with Vic's little bit.
Yeah, we've got to prepare and meet the council.
Yeah, that's what we were waiting for.
I do like Jake's idea of going and doing some thieving.
Okay.
So, I guess I'll walk around town, see if I can pickpocket a few people.
Look for books.
Maybe see if I can con some people, potentially.
Can I follow him?
As you're about to head to the door, you see that Vic finally comes to the door.
Well, so much for pickpocketing.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey, Vic. Oh, Vic, you're back. Are you all right?
Why wouldn't I be all right?
What have you been
silly
up
question.
to?
Just exploring the town. You know, I really think we should give this sneaking into that thing another go. You know, it never really came to fruition before.
Oh,
You didn't sneak in there on your own, did you?
No.
He would have told us.
Just for the sake of it, roll deception.
Deception purposes.
Yeah, let's throw that into the mix now.
What
A
is that?
1, and it's still an 18. Jesus.
Jeez. What?
What the hell?
What happens? Wait, how? Because it's plus
That's-
8.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming he's
my
talking to all of
minimum
us, so you
roll,
know
no
what?
matter what, is a 10.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Let's see. Insight. Let's see if I can get it.
Oh.
Oh!
It's got
Probably
it.
gonna fail because my guy just doesn't really care.
I trust Vic at his word.
I don't.
I honestly do trust. I trust him even though I still rolled insight.
I know Vic too well. He totally did.
He doesn't seem to be lying, but I'm skeptical.
No.
Rivet, you kind of stare at him, you kind of see a little bit of sweat come off his face.
I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna give him a very slight tilt of the head to signal that, I know what you did, kind of thing, without giving him away.
Also, Blue, I'm not on the map.
Oh, you're not? Yes, you are.
What do you mean? You're the bagpipe.
You're the back.
Yeah, never mind. I highlighted everything, and for some reason, it didn't select my token.
You able to move it? Okay.
Huh.
Why would you guys doubt Vic? There's no reason to doubt him.
I just think BB is being crazy. Hey, by the way, BB, go refill my wine glass for me, please.
Who's
I'm gonna flip him off.
No, BB, little guy.
It's Mr. B.
I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go fill your wine glass. You go do it.
Is that offensive calling him
job.
BB?
No, we've given him the nickname BB since the first session.
Yeah.
It's for ball bearing.
Alright, guess he's fine with it.
I'm fine with it. I got no issue with it.
I just call him Ribbit.
Or yeah, then again, mostly people would call me ball bearing just because I prefer that over rivet. But
I was gonna call him short stack, but I decided to change it at the last minute. I decided to change it at the last minute.
Bibbit.
Yeah, but keep in mind, my guy doesn't know that you're calling him Rivet. He keeps thinking you're calling Ribbit.
This is why I wanted to change his name, and I was asking you guys, should I change it?
No, it works perfectly because I'm from a different world. So why would I think you're called Rivet?
He's already had problems with my name. So.
I have problems with everybody's name.
You have problems with my name?
So, Vic, what do you
remember your name?
So, Vic, what were you saying to the crew now?
Well, I think we should head back, head up there. We never went, and I think that's going to be important to the investigation.
As a group?
Yeah, as a group.
Okay.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Say that.
We could be possessed by demons.
Oh, that sounds fun.
By dragons.
They could be the ones hiding the egg, and when we Azkaban, they could throw us back in jail, or at least
we solve the problem.
Could quite literally be a portal to hell somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, if we get arrested and there is no jail, you think they'd just execute us?
That too.
Nah, they have to legally let us go.
I don't think that's how it works.
If there's no jail for us to be incarcerated, then we can't be incarcerated.
So why don't we check this place out and see if after we get back from checking this place out, the council is ready to see us?
What's the worst that could happen? Oh, wait, I asked that
I
already.
literally just pointed everything out that could.
I just said, oh, wait, I just asked that.
You forgot 2 dragons.
Right. 2 dragons. At the same time.
At the same time.
Maybe more.
I think what they're getting at, Beef, is that a whole lot of bad stuff could happen.
Shit could hit the... No, wait, I wouldn't even know what a fan is.
Yeah, shit could hit the sword.
Yes, thank you.
You ever seen, like, somebody slaughter a cow? Probably not. But that's what's going to happen
in my world. I mean, where I'm from. I mean, oh, look, an Eeyore.
Wait, what's an Eeyore? Anyways, that's what's going to happen to you.
You missed it. It's gone. Sorry.
You will be eaten
eventually.
You will be turned into charcoal, and I'm not looking forward to that.
I'm not scared of what you're saying. I don't really understand why you're saying it, but I'm really not scared of it.
I'm afraid of everything.
Boo.
Oh, God.
So, should we head out, though, or are we...
I thought we were just standing around here saying things about what
I'm
you're
going to
scared
go
of.
see if I can pickpocket some fools. I'm going to leave and go pickpocket.
Yeah, can you not? He's already gone.
I want to do a grapple. No, I want to do a grapple. See if I can
I'm
grab
going to do a strength check to resist
Yeah,
that.
go right ahead. Let's see what happens.
That's,
Actually, wait a minute.
Athletics.
Could I do a dexterity roll, like acrobatics, see if I can like weasel my way out of it without being grabbed, like dodge it, kind of thing?
Okay, your dexterity has to go against his grapple.
Yeah. So I can I do the acrobatics, or do I have to use athletics?
You can do acrobatics.
Typically, you have a choice between athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh,
Shorty, you're coming with me.
So Beef manages to grab you by the neck of your outfit of your
scruff of your neck.
the scruff of your neck and pick you up and throw him over his shoulders.
Yeah, we're gonna meet governors. We should at least try to keep our nose clean for the day.
I'd like to keep it clean. I'd like to keep it as clean as a freshly born baby. So
now stay still, Ribbit, or I'm gonna have to spank you.
Ribbit? Who's Ribbit?
Isn't that your name?
No, my name is Rivet.
That's what I said.
Not with a B, with a V.
That's what I said.
Let's head out to this house.
It must be the height difference. You just misheard me.
And keep fucking short stack on your shoulders there, Beef.
Okay, let me at him.
Alright, so yeah, what are you guys doing?
I facepalm in the corner.
I will carry Ribbit along the way.
Break free. Am I allowed to try that?
Yeah, you can do another check against my athletics.
Contested roll.
Damn it!
I mean, he still has to.
Oh, just barely.
All right, stay out of trouble, young one.
Young one.
Well, whatever you are. I don't know. I don't see a lot of people where I'm from.
So you guys are all venturing out?
Yeah.
Reluctantly.
Waiting to see what Ribbit's gonna do, though.
Yeah, I probably should go along to make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
Alright. As you guys leave the inn, you guys went back into the city.
I'm not good at sneaking, but I could help him over the wall, I guess.
So, now, Vic, you're aware that there are guards roaming around, so you gotta figure out a way to get them without not triggering the guards too much.
Okay, we got to make sure we stay out of line of sight here, okay? So everybody be on your stealthiest behavior.
You're not actually gonna try this, are you?
Them together.
Wait, what?
You're not gonna actually try this, are you?
Try what?
You're gonna go over the wall and try to, like, search through the zone we're not supposed to be in.
I think we kind of just all agreed on that.
You wanted to go.
Again, what's the... Never mind.
Who's the least stealthiest?
And don't worry, I can talk us out of it.
Who's the least stealthiest of all of us?
Probably me.
Least stealthiest? Hi?
Yeah, okay.
I'm a gigantic cow.
Just tell me when, and
hang on, I lost it.
I can make you go invisible.
As they're discussing, I'm going to hop over the fence as stealthily as I can. Let me just roll here.
I need all you guys are gonna go over the barrier. I'm gonna need you all roll a stealth check.
Yeah, I'm definitely over that barrier.
I need to roll a stealth check, huh? All right. Well, fuck. Here we go.
Right.
Wait, should I turn invisible now or after?
If I make sound, it won't help.
They do it now, so nobody sees you go over it.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job.
The
I
most
got a
silent
critical roll.
beef ever.
I'm gonna
Wow,
do
he did
really,
better than me.
I'm gonna do really crap at
Quiet
this.
beef.
I do like one of those fancy jumps where I like as though I'm going off like a diving board and stuff, like do a pirouette into like a spin of like a 3/4 half turn and land ever so gently in like the Spider-Man landing.
He's looking at like with a tear in his eye. I taught him so well.
He didn't teach me a thing.
Fuck.
I go to
You
the
don't want me to wait out here. I'm worried I might drag this little plan down.
Just roll the dice.
as I climb over the wall and just lose my grip and just fall over it.
Tear my robe like.
Gotta go to the bathroom. Be right back.
I mean, it's just a general stealth.
Prestidigitation. Get all the dirt off of me.
Adwig just runs right through the fence, doesn't even hop over, just
It just barrels
right
through
through
the
it straight line.
Runs. He just saunters and the wall breaks around him.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the other side of the wall.
Your loss.
It's not gonna. You're not gonna.
Okay, so
be good
given
over
the fact
there.
that Since most of you guys rolled over 10, you guys should be okay. Sneak by.
Well, if it wasn't for Beef and Rivet being so sneaky, we probably would have done worse.
I was gonna say that's my job.
It was just a general stealth check. See if you guys can sneak past the guards.
Okay.
Or just look over at Chadwick, just all the stuff go flying as he runs.
Everybody except Doru, who decides he wanted to stay on the other side of the barrier.
Are we thinking we're gonna get into a fight anytime soon?
No.
I'm just talking to the group, really.
Nah, I think this area is fine. Worst you got is a couple guards.
Put my hands on both Chad and Beef, and I turn them invisible. And I use both of my spells on that.
Okay.
Guys, I can't see my hands.
It's okay. It's okay. Hold my hand.
If that makes you feel better, Miss Fi.
It always
does.
Get it
out there. Can you find it?
Yeah.
That's not my hand.
Oh. Oh. That's hot.
It probably is hot. In all the sense of the word.
Follow me. Stay quiet.
So I earlier when I was perusing the town, I found a list of addresses that said where the guard captain lived. So I can take you right there. And
really? As you saying that, you just see Fi just going right past you.
I've been there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So as they doing this, Doru, what are you doing?
Lead away, Fi.
Yeah, I'm just sort of hanging out around the other side of the wall, and I'm just making sure there's no one, like, nearby or anything.
You're being guard, just standing guard, huh?
Yeah, I guess. It's the best I can do without actively breaking the law.
Try not to look inconspicuous. It ends up looking inconspicuous anyway.
He just walks along as he walks along the wall, whistling.
Yeah. Also, as we're walking there, I'm gonna lean over to Vic and whisper to him, "Did you find any loot in the house?"
Nah, I didn't see nothing.
Damn. Kind of hoping for
I like how Rivet says he's lean over and everything when he's clearly half.
I know. I'm sorry, my brain is not like contemplating the fact he's so short. I don't even have to.
Okay, as you guys are casually walking towards the location of the estate, you walk by, so you guys kind of pause, and once in a while you might see a guard or two pass by. They don't see you or anything, so they just move on with their patrol.
Don't they know they're not supposed to be here without the written consent of the council?
I don't know about that. I've seen a lot of guards here before, but
every so often you guys come across like bits of ice and everything after the dragon was coming through, kind of triggered something.
Now I'll point out I know how to get in. Don't know how to get out, unless we're getting thrown back in jail.
I say if you went in the front door like normal.
The back door. Let's use the back door.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way.
There is no back door.
There's the window entrance.
Or whichever door I use.
Remember.
Use the window.
Yeah, there's the window entrance on the side.
Let's use the back window. Window.
Is the window entrance on the side?
Well, you're leading the way. Go ahead, Chief.
Come on, let's go.
I do have one little concern about this. I start to motion to other party members when they realize I'm invisible. I think Red and Beef going to be able to fit?
Probably not.
Oh.
I mean, once we get in, we can just open the door.
We could probably open a door for them.
Fair.
I mean, BB could probably sneak in real quick.
Or, you
Open
know,
a
I can pick
door.
the lock on the door.
That's
Right,
it.
that's what I thought too. Okay,
Now
the door.
you're just showing off.
See, now he's just showing off. What an asshole.
That's what I'm
Alright,
there for.
with 5 leading the way, they lead to a familiar building that you're all too familiar with as you walk into familiar territory.
Trust me, they got some nice furniture in here.
Oh, so you mean like really good couches this time?
And I'm sure there's no dead bodies in the second floor bedroom.
Oh, on the second floor bedroom. What the fuck?
You can be pretty specific sometimes, Vic.
Yeah, a little too specific.
I'm a little worried now.
What can I say? I'm a bit of a precog.
Oh, God.
Roll
Alright, so-
deception.
I don't have to, because I already know.
I'm not even going to keep reading into that. I'm just going to...
So which way you guys going in?
I thought I was picking the lock on the front door.
Yes,
Or
he's
the back
picking
door,
the lock.
whatever.
Okay, so you guys make it to this front of the estate.
There are definitely still open windows, though. So
Yeah.
I'm just
The
gonna
one-
slide in through the open window.
I think I'm probably going to follow Vic. But I don't know about that, too, because I have to lead 2 people who don't know that their bodies are in certain areas. Maybe the front door will be better for us.
So am I picking the lock?
Yeah.
You should have access to your characters up there.
Hmm?
Wait, why am I
didn't-
inside the building?
Vic Val is already in the bedroom.
Anyway,
No, he's not.
there you go.
Okay, so you successfully unlock the door.
All right, so I guess we
Turns
have
them easy as pie.
Look
When the
inside.
door open.
Be careful for the piano on the left.
Actually, I should be here next to the door.
Dory was over here because he decided he wanted to stay outside the fucking area.
Yeah, I was wondering, like he just got teleported inside anyways or something.
It was
I'm
already
just
pre-planned, okay?
gonna
You guys are just
peer
thinking-
inside the window, see if anything's in there.
Yeah,
I guess roll an investigation, yeah.
I guess. You roll investigation.
Rolls a 1. You fall through the window and smash the glass.
Yeah.
You get so damn close to the glass, you fogged it up.
See, now that's hot.
Condensation.
I like that none of us can investigate.
That's
I
actually
really
got a
love
plus
that.
4 in proficiency in investigation.
Speaking of, I would know that you're pretty good at that. So I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on you.
Wait,
Hey,
on
Rivet.
who? Hey.
On you. Hey, if you're looking for stuff, I got you. I'll help you out.
Thank you. Appreciate
just
it.
gonna Press out the freaking
So,
room.
what exact? And I just made a bard, funny enough, but what exactly? I think it's just advantage
As
on
a
the
bonus action, a creature other than yourself within 60 feet that you can hear gains an inspiration die 1d6. For 10 minutes, the creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Okay, so 1d6 to... Okay. Thank you. I was trying to remember, I'm like, I just made this a bard, I should know this.
I pull down my hood and be like, Chad B, follow my silver hair. Ow, fuck. Accidentally hit my microphone.
No, he
Got it.
bonked his head on the window by accident as he was telling them. Ah.
Okay, so who's all entering what order?
I believe it.
I mean, I'd probably be towards the front because even though I haven't told the party I've been here before, so I feel confident that there's nothing in here dangerous.
I think what's going on is it's Vic, Rivet, me, followed by Chadwick and Beef, and then I don't know where Red wants to be.
And then Doru's just in a random room somewhere somehow.
Also, I'm impressed that...
He's in the dark.
I'm impressed Beef hasn't said anything about being invisible right now.
No,
Or he's just in too much
he's
awe.
He's AFK at the moment, so.
Yeah, he's AFK.
Oh, right.
So.
Which is part of the reason that I made him invisible.
Also, I will be right back for a brief moment as well. 1 sec.
I don't have enough invisibility spells.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll be the last in line because I don't know. I'm just kind of tagging along.
It says a lot about this couple that their chairs were so far apart at this table.
How hard do you think it was for them to pass the salt?
I would guess they'd get used to it after a certain point. Like they'd have a game of it, just slide it down and try to catch it.
Do you think they have two sets, like a salt shaker for each side?
That would be a good idea.
That
Or maybe it's part
smart.
of some exercise program.
Oh my god. They have to get up and walk? That's so much work when you're eating. Alright, well this is... I know that this is their main floor. But what are we exactly here to look for?
The premonition I had said we should go upstairs to the main bedroom.
Okay. I believe that's this way, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's go. Come, Chad. Come. Make sure you don't get lost.
Following you, Miss Vi.
Good, and then I guess we head upstairs. So let me zoom in for a second so I can move my guy. Girl.
Upstairs, which is secretly below downstairs.
Alright, sorry, I'm back.
So
Oh yeah, you're invisible.
Yeah, you're following me and you're invisible.
That works out perfectly.
We're being led along by Fi.
All right, so we're heading to the bedroom. It should be just down this corridor. And I still assume that it's just as empty as it was before.
Yeah.
Okay. You never know. Some guy could show up and decide that they want to murder us in the face.
Brigands!
All right, premonition man, lead the way from here.
I got this. The bedroom is right here. I can deduce this from my premonition.
I already know that.
Oh no! She's dead.
What the?
Oh.
I never gave this woman a name.
Wait, dead body? Where?
Ah, you knew her. What was her name?
Poke her with a stick.
Charlotte.
Charlotte it is, I guess. Charlotte Foley.
Are you sure she's dead? Did you poke her with a stick?
Beef, if I could see you right now.
Poke dead bodies.
Well,
I'm a ghost. You can't see me. Woo. Oh wait, it was the little one that got scared.
Yeah, he's not here.
That doesn't work. I need to go back and scare him.
He's busy downstairs.
Okay, sorry about that.
There he is. He's back now. We're upstairs.
Yeah, my parents came home, so I just wanted to go say hello.
Yeah, we're up in the bedroom now.
And that's a dead body.
Oh, yeah.
The shock, the horror.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty certain somebody did already, but can I investigate the body?
Sure, why not?
Don't forget your bardic inspiration.
Okay, with the
I
stick.
need it.
Make it a good roll. Oh,
I, mean,
that's
I don't
actually
think I
decent.
need it.
Don't want to say, but I investigated that body pretty hard.
Oh, of course you did.
Oh, Fi, are you some sort of doctor?
Yes.
I don't think I'm gonna need the bardic inspiration with a 15. It's a dead body
It's-
after all.
Yeah, as you look at the body, you realize there's like there is blood, and it looks like it was coming from her chest. And it
She's
appears
stabbed.
to be. Oh, she's been stabbed.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know
Probably-
much, but I don't think dragons tend to stab people.
I'm gonna tell you, I 100%. Well, I left her. She was quite alive.
Would I be able to, or would that be I don't know if that would be a medicine check. I would assume, but would I be able to look at the wound and figure out what kind, like if it was like a kitchen knife, if it was an actual full-on sword, or get some insight into that?
You can examine it, see what you get.
So, I'm guessing medicine?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Because I've never done a medicine check.
Accidentally? Okay.
Okay, so you kind of examine the stab wound, and you realize, like, this wasn't no typical knife from the kitchen or anything. This is like an actual pretty good dagger from what your experience from daggers are.
Okay. So yeah, definitely not a spur of the moment murder, if you want to call it a murder. But definitely somebody killed her with something definitely planned. This definitely didn't happen accidentally or spur of the moment.
Also, definitely with something pointy.
I got it. It was Colonel Custard in the bedroom with the knife.
Who's Colonel Mustard?
Just looking like, what are you referring to? What?
Colonel Mustard, and obviously it was in the bedroom.
Custard.
It's Colonel Custard. We're obviously in a bedroom, and yes, it was a knife.
I'm just gonna shut up and go invisible over here.
So I hate to come up with something kind of bad here, but nobody's seen the knife nearby in case this was a one-party stabbing, if you know what I mean.
Is it awkward that these guys are still invisible? Should I let it go?
Wait,
It'll
isn't
look
that
at
pretty
Chad
smart,
and say,
man?
if it was as you're describing, wouldn't the knife still be in her if it was, herself that did it?
You don't know where Chad is. He's invisible.
Well, yeah, that's right. I'm looking around. Well, I'm looking where I hear the voice from, I guess.
I don't think Chad's that dumb.
I'm just joking with him because he was like, anytime I say something smart, don't.
Yeah, it's a case of, like, if she did it herself, the knife, I would assume, would still be in her.
Well,
Yeah.
unless somebody... Oh, no, that would probably be too smart.
You can do it. I just
Hold on. Hold on. I'm using Baron's brain to make Fi smarter. What was that?
Unless somebody removed the knife after finding her.
So you're saying somebody could have she could have killed herself and somebody tampered with the body.
Think she killed herself?
Well, it certainly wasn't here in my premonition. Yeah,
I'm going to say, from what I remember, definitely not the kind of person that would kill herself. Maybe. I mean, only knew it for a good 2-3 hours.
Okay, so everybody in the room,
I just want to go over here and look at the stuff at the back of the room and whatnot.
everybody in the room, just do a perception check.
Perception. Well, I'm not very perceptive today.
Or
my third highest roll of the night.
There's a corpse on the bed.
Wow.
hey,
all
we're
right.
in a room. This room has beds in it.
None of us can fucking see anything.
Wow.
We are like the blindest group of people.
Is it dark in here or something?
I'll say, if it's dark, don't worry, I can see every nook and cranny. I've got 120 feet of dark vision.
I can't see my hands. Am I invisible?
Fi. Since you've been so familiar, since you've been in this room before, you're well aware that it's usually quite clean in this room.
Sorry, what's quite clean?
The room.
The room is quite clean. Okay.
Usually quite clean.
And it's not...
But you notice that they're actually on the floor. You see the faint signs of blood seeping through the wood floor.
Like signs of a fight.
Signs of a blood trail.
Oh, like...
It's kind of heading towards where Rivet is right now.
This way?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to go over here and investigate.
I'm going to go down with Rivet and help him just kind of look around.
Okay, but you and Rivet can do an investigation, see if you see anything.
Can you roll with advantage?
Ooh.
Oh, no,
Ooh.
you need
Inspiration
the
again.
advantage.
You never know.
I forgot about it. I could have used it up by roll by perception. Shit.
I'll just attempt my investigation. I'm probably shit at it, but whatever. There you go.
Oh,
I don't see anything. I see blood on the ground, and I'm like,
You kind of point.
Interesting, isn't it?
You point at the ground, and then you draw Rivet's attention. He kind of looks down, and then next thing you know, like he looks, he kind of ganders around, and next thing you know, he kind of feels a bit of a drop of blood fall on his face.
From
Oh dear. I'm
And then
gonna
you
look
look
up.
I look up.
Yeah, what's up?
You see
Yeah, what's up, Doc?
you see what looks like a trapdoor.
Trap door.
I think there's
Okay. Am I, even though being 3'5", am I able to reach it? I highly doubt it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You can try to jump to reach it, but there's nothing really to grab.
Fuck it. I can't. I
Fine.
lose
Can I
concentration
borrow
on
your tall stature for a moment?
I lose concentration on my invisibility spell, and I say, "Beef, we need your height."
I thought the other guy was taller than me.
I mean, like a stack of people is easier, but whatever.
He's like 8 foot. I'm like 6.5.
Somebody reach that
I'll
trap
reach-
door. I don't
I'll-
have to do it.
I'll reach up and pull it
As you
back.
and Fi and Rivet kind of argue this. Red comes up, and he kind of looks up and kind of tries to pull on the trap door, but he realizes he can't pull on it.
I push.
You push. Okay, so you push, and it kind of just swings forward, and it opens up to an empty space.
Well, I'm gonna look up to see if I can see anything in the room because I assume it's like pitch black. Can I, like, moving around the trapdoor? Can I see anything inside besides just ceiling?
Wait, can't you see in the dark?
So
Yeah,
you
that's
tell-
why I'm
did
saying I'm
someone-
doing this.
did Someone
stand.
give you a lift.
Or that? Yeah, somebody could
Yeah.
please give me a lift.
Instead of my shoulders.
Do I have to roll for this?
If he's
I
standing,
mean,
Sorry.
I think at this point you've already just climbed up,
Okay, fair enough.
you just climbed up into the room.
how
Okay, so then I'm
high
gonna
is the
point-
ceiling in this room?
That's what I'm
It's probably
saying.
like 8 feet.
8 feet. So literally, Red is banging his head on the ceiling.
I don't know, 8 feet, 9 feet. Okay.
I'm
He's not-
crouching.
And if he's got somebody on his shoulders, he's putting them through the roof.
It's a trap door.
But I mean,
Okay.
Sorry.
Just for the
Go
sake,
ahead.
just for the sake of it, it's 10 feet.
I'm
You guys are banging your head against shit.
not trying to be a dick about it. I'm just like, I'm confused because it's like you've literally got this tiny room.
Remember, a lot of the time we were just walking into rooms where like Sketh and John were 8 feet tall, and so was Ferrum. So
Yeah, Baron, I imagine he walks through the walls the same.
So up in the hidden room, what do I see?
Investigation check.
Oh, I figured like if there was anything
Oh, yeah.
stand out without having to do that.
Well,
immediately.
aside from what you see on the floor, you kind of see. I know I didn't put it in, but there is bits of blood, kind of in a ritualistic kind of way, in front of you.
So the blood, like it was dragged up here or dragged down?
Well, that's where you have to do the investigation check.
Well, investigate that.
Yeah, now I'm gonna use that D6 for that. So 1d6. Let me. Oh, there you go. There's a 20 or 18. Sorry.
Not bad. So what you see, Rivet, it looks like the body. Like, it looks like there's drag marks on the floor that are leading to the trapdoor.
Leading to the trapdoor. So she was up here and killed up here and then dragged downstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna convey that obviously to the group, but I'm gonna also be like, wait, why would you kill somebody here and then drag them to the? Okay, definitely somebody used her for a ritual and then did that as a cover up.
How much light is up there?
Well, considering, I wouldn't know. I can see perfectly fine. You tell me when you look up here.
You just
I
got,
assume I can't differentiate, right?
Red, do you mind giving me a hand?
You see candles and everything, but they don't seem to be lit.
Okay, well, there are candles, but they're not lit.
Red's gonna give me a hand lifting myself up into this room.
I'll say, how tall is Phi?
Lift.
Taller than you.
I'm taller than you. I'm about average.
Anybody's taller than me.
I'm like a short human, but maybe even taller than a short human.
So you're about 5'4".
Yeah, 5'4", 5.
But yeah, if it's a ritual, I assume you might be a good person to talk to about this.
If are the candles lit?
No.
No.
Right now.
I druidcraft to light them all.
Oh, the room lights up and everything. You realize that the candle, there's a symbol on the floor underneath the blood, and paper scattered about towards the outer edges of the attic.
This is probably because every roll we've done is pretty shit, but I'm gonna attempt to sift through the pages using my arcana to notice any spells or rituals.
Okay.
Shit.
That's 4 ones so far.
God damn it! I told you, our fucking rolls today.
You kind of browse around the papers. These are incantations and everything you're not familiar with.
I'm not going to be familiar, but would I be able to look too?
Sure, why not?
I'm going to start collecting up some of the... oh my god, she's better than me. I'm going to start collecting up some of the pages.
Okay. See if somebody else can read them.
Yeah.
As you kind of browse around, you're not... it's not your particular field of interest, per se. But even you can tell there's something...
I'm just grabbing whatever looks important.
Gather all the paper up.
Yeah, literally. If it's here, it's got to be important, so just take everything.
That's actually kind of my plan here. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm collecting all the notes. I'm like, well, if I can't get it, then somebody will.
Wonder if it looks like we robbed the place.
Okay, I mean, worse than Vic taking a fork, so...
They have a fucking sacrificial chamber.
Yeah.
I don't really think that matters at this point.
Actually,
but or they
when I did the investigation, did I notice if there was a knife or something used to stab her with?
Kind of in the middle, you see a glint of metal and a bit of blood over the symbol.
I'll walk over and I'm going to look at the item in question. I guess I'll investigate. Yeah, I'm going to examine it. So, investigation, I'd assume, again. Probably just looks like a normal knife, a normal dagger.
It looks like, to you, it looks like a normal dagger, but you can see there's some ornate designs to it. Not sure quite what it is.
Unfortunate. Because I would love to be able... Because I don't have the option, but I definitely want to see about picking up some spells for this character.
I don't even know if it's a possibility, because I've never tried this outside of a lore-playing attempt. But could I try to, worship to Sylvanas and see if he knows anything about this?
Can you do that?
I don't know, can I?
Do you have the option to?
I don't think I do, if it's a spell or anything.
I think you don't... I don't think that's a spell.
Were you a cleric, or...?
He's a warlock.
No, I just wanted to see if I could contact my, just in a way. I don't know. I've only ever done it in a lore-playing thing.
I'm pretty sure that's something you can do as a cleric, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. As a cleric, you can do it, but...
You can't really do much with a warlock with that.
Stop. Why do you gotta do this to me, man? You gave me a sick necklace, but you don't help me when I need you sometimes, bro.
I say this would be a good time for a certain spell, but...
Not that I have a problem with you. I still love you. Thank you very much for giving me all my powers. I love you so much.
I don't want a metagame, but damn, I wish I had it.
What?
Oh, if I was Cord, I would. I believe he had it.
What? Detect magic?
Yeah.
I don't have detect magic on me.
This would be so useful now.
Yeah, it'd be great for a rogue who does friggin' arcane shit.
Apparently, I've got a +2 in arcane, which I'm surprised at, mind you. But
well, I've collected all these pages up, and I'm gonna pull out another sheet of paper and draw this little symbol that's on the floor of the twirly, the fidget spinner.
Roll for performance to see if you can draw it properly.
Fuck you! I've already drawn it. I've already drawn it in real life.
I think my mom's talking to the cat downstairs. I can hear him.
So I'm gonna do another investigation to see, besides the paper, the knife, and whatever's on the ground, if there's like anything hidden per se, like a loose stone, maybe something's hidden behind it, that sort of thing.
Sure. See if you see anything. Like everything's pretty plain, really. Nothing out of the ordinary, aside from the blood on the floor.
Oh, but I actually drew that symbol into my book.
I still demand the performance roll.
I lean up to the trapdoor. It's been pretty quiet for a couple of minutes. You guys okay?
We've collected a few pages that I wasn't quite to decipher anything on, but there might be something interesting. There's this weird symbol up here, which I'm hoping I can ask somebody smarter than me to know what it is. But other than that, it seems like the body was dragged from here in this ritual chamber down to the bed.
It's pretty bad. The two smartest people in the group were the ones upstairs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say here on that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the funny thing is my rogue has the highest intelligence in the group.
Oh my god, yeah, I guess I am one of the smartest people too.
I'm a 12.
Dory, okay, so what you guys are doing is, Dory, what are you doing?
Whistling a happy tune, walking around, doing paces.
Yeah, I want to move around a little bit so it's not as suspicious. But yeah, does it look like there's anyone around the wall that might cause problems or anything?
Not really. It's pretty quiet. I mean, it's afternoon now, so everyone's probably at the market.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just horribly attempt to climb down this. Please, if I fall, Red, catch me.
Alright.
I think I made it.
For the strategy, let's just do a dexterity.
Dexterity?
See if you make it down there.
Okay. I'll throw my dexterity up. 12. I made it.
Okay, you almost, as you almost lose your footing and everything, Red managed to catch you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
My hero.
You guys are so cute together.
You sit there and pat him on the shoulder. Like a trust fall.
And then I'm going to jump through the trapdoor and I'm going to slightly try and do a couple of spins in the air because I know my acrobatics is good and just be a bit of a show off because I can.
If he needs your help, don't catch him.
But that's what I'm going to say I'm going to do so we can see if I fail miserably.
Fuck.
As you kind of do a little twirl, you just do a little somersault in the air. You land perfectly on your feet like a trapeze artist.
And then I give a nice bow.
As Red's still putting me back onto the ground, you roll out and you're just like, ta-da!
I would have done a dexterity roll to try to catch them, but I can't guarantee it would have worked.
I think it would have been. I actually kind of wanted to fail that just because I wanted my character to face plant the ground for being a show off.
Fuck.
But okay, I'm glad he did it at the same time.
It's so.
I gotta do a little bit of showboating.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like being in a crime scene for this long. I think we've probably fucked it up enough, and we might, if we're caught here, something bad's gonna happen.
No, we're heroes. We discovered a dead body. And we can bring this to the council, not the literal body. Information about it.
Yeah, but I was going to say, if somebody walks in right now with all of us holding all these papers right now, it's going to look like we did it.
Oh, I've stuffed them in my bag.
Why would anybody
I'm gonna
ever
hand you the one
misunderstand
thing
what a
that-
hero said?
Okay. Let me respond to that with a question. Do you really think that? Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people would ritualistically take out one person with a knife and only stab her once?
Yes.
Not like once per person or something.
Yes.
Really?
Not speaking from experience.
You'd be surprised about rituals and sacrifice back in those days.
Not speaking from experience at all.
Also, Blue, so I assume this is the closet, like the wardrobe and whatnot, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I assume this over here is the washer.
It was supposed to. It's not finished yet, apparently.
Oh,
yeah, it was supposed to be like the restroom.
I'm
wash space.
I'm going to be that weird guy. I'm going to
to
walk in here and I'm going to check the washroom to see if anything is out of the ordinary.
There is a bowl where people poop.
There's also a bowl where people wash their face.
That too.
If there's anything hidden in the washroom, let's say, who would check the washroom, right?
You find is a little turd behind the piece of wood. Okay.
Walking out.
It's one of the
Nothing
ones
hidden in the washroom.
It's one of the ones that wasn't fully thrown out the window.
It's a turd nugget.
Yeah, more evidence to clear our names. There was only one turd.
Was the face washing
You think
bowl?
6 people would take more than one turd?
Was the face washing bowl covered in blood?
Nope, nothing out of ordinary in the washroom, that's for sure.
Do an investigation check. See if there's one in the washer.
Why would I have to do it? I did that with 13. Why would I have to rank another one?
Because you weren't looking for blood.
Because rolling is the fun part of the game. Roll the fucking dice.
No, it's fucking. Don't worry.
I was gonna say I walked in the washer like anything out of ordinary. That would I think count as out of the ordinary.
You can't see over the damn bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not that fucking tall.
I'm kidding. You don't see it.
You only
It's
get one
fine.
thing out of the ordinary each time.
I'm pulling the leg. Let's go.
Each roll is for one thing and one thing alone.
Right, so out.
But I'm just busting on you, man.
Oh, it's fine.
Anyone? What time would it be about?
Bloody turd. It's like early afternoon or so.
Bloody turd! Oh my god, is it like dysentery?
I don't know.
Do we know when?
Maybe you just have bad environment. You couldn't pass it right.
Do we know when we're supposed to be meeting with the council?
It wasn't specifically said.
Whenever they show up.
Fuck's sakes. Should we head back in case they want to look for us, or is there anywhere else in this house we want to check out?
I mean, there's nobody home apparently. It doesn't stop you guys from checking it out, I guess.
Well, I'm good for whatever. We could search this place a little bit more, but it feels like we kind of found the important thing. I don't know if we're going to find anything better than it. Well, better, not better, but
could be some cool, like
more important than what we have gestures to the dead body.
So, do you think we should start lowering the bigger guys out and then sneak our way out, or what's up?
I'm just here to help.
I don't know. We need to sneak out of the house, but once we get out of the house, yes.
I'll meet you guys outside.
Does he know he's not invisible anymore?
I don't know if he knows anything.
All right, well, let's go, guys.
Based on what Death said, that is what came to mind.
As you guys are casually making your way out, you guys are actually met with a familiar face.
Oh, hi, Eric.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I'm just gonna keep walking because I still think I'm invisible.
I try to grab Beef.
Beef.
Huh? What?
I dropped the spell. Look at your hands.
I cover my hands over my nether regions and act like I'm embarrassed.
No, your clothes are still. You know what? I love you, Beef. You're amazing.
So innocent. Wait, Red, where'd you go? Oh, you're still here.
Yeah, my bad. Ooh. Hold on. I went the wrong way. Where's the entrance? It's over up there. There it is. I'm kind of zoomed in, so I gotta pan around the map. I'm still in the doorway.
Okay. So you guys come out of the building and you meet up with Eric. He's like, why am I not surprised to find you here?
Is that a rhetorical question?
Take it as you will.
Actually, I'm going to take his point. Is that a rhetorical question? Because there isn't really a good answer here.
I mean, we had the feeling that something was up, so we came here to check it out.
Really?
And we did find something really fucking weird.
Really?
Heroes always go where heroes are needed, didn't you know?
Indeed.
Makes a point.
And what is it that you found?
Dead body.
Dead body.
Yeah. The guard's wife stabbed, apparently. These guys know more about what was upstairs, though.
I should do a point at Fi and Rivet.
Yeah.
So, what we did find was a ritual sacrifice chamber. I'm gonna pull out my little page that I've written that has that I drew the symbol on. Like it had this symbol, and we saw bloody drag marks going from that down a hatch into the commander's bedroom, where his wife lay bleeding to death, and, well, I guess already passed away at this point.
That's quite unfortunate.
Tell me about it.
As he sits there and kind of examines the symbol that you get on the paper.
A little fidget spinner.
Fidget spinner. See what he does. He has sorry, I was looking at his stats.
Yeah.
He is going to kill everybody in this group. Oh, why am I not surprised?
He stabs Fi in the neck.
I was going to say, shouldn't we be... Well, I'll just read my message.
I cast suggestions for kill everybody in the group but me.
Shouldn't we be keeping this to ourselves, though? I kind of don't trust this guy.
I don't really trust this guy, which is why I haven't bring up the notes, but I'm just bringing up this page that I've drawn in my notebook myself. And I want to see if he knows what it is.
He knew exactly what that is. Yes, I openly left that open, so.
Yeah, right. So what?
19. He has no idea what he's reading.
The symbol. He kind of looks at the symbol like, this is not good.
Well, a lot of things are not good. What does that exactly mean?
This is a very bad symbol. This is the counselor is not gonna like this. Question: are you familiar with what they call the Phantom Queen?
Oh,
Didn't that church lady say something about that?
Yeah, she did. What would that be for a roll? I mean, my rolls are terrible, but still.
I have Phantom Queen Cleric Lady.
Religion or Arcana?
Probably religion.
Well, damn it, my Arcana is better, but still, my rolls are shit. Hey, I did a good one.
Okay, what you know about the name Phantom Queen is that it is referring to a particular goddess of the realm. And she is known for being a relatively, mostly more of a war goddess per se. But she's known to cause trouble in the fates of men. And most people call her the Phantom Queen, her real name is known as the Morrigan.
Morrigan. I assume that's spelled the same way it sounds.
It's 2 R's.
Oh. Well, that sounds awful. What are we going to do about that?
I don't know.
We have a death god.
Mm-hmm.
People are sacrificing to a death god.
You mean that's not normal around here?
The Phantom Queen, she
Well, not in a big town. No, not usually.
Oh.
She
that sounds bad.
She tends to play favorite ones. She likes to play with immortal lives, sometimes picking favorites, sometimes choosing who lives and who dies. But it's just all terrible. It's a very terrifying game in her hands. Some of us just merely pawns in her that play against her or within her favor.
She really enjoys using mortals as puppets, from what I remember.
That's typical of most gods and goddesses, are mostly just their pawns in mortal life.
True enough, but I mean, I'd rather be
whistles and looks the other way as you guys are saying this kind of stuff.
I'd rather be the puppet of a thankful god than somebody that'll just kill you for no reason.
That would be a shame.
There's something you're not telling me, Beef.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What? What?
Anyways.
No, you're crazy.
I was going to say, hopefully,
I am crazy.
Didn't die in a very embarrassing way. But
I assume you boys came here trying to find research on this dragon egg that Iona spoke about, yes?
Well, that's what we were hoping for, but we found something a little worse, I would assume.
If the captain is making a sacrifice to the Phantom Queen, and he's posing in possession of an egg, of a dragon egg, that's not a good sign.
Wait, was that already a thing that was established that we thought he had the egg, or?
Well, it's been established that that the egg is missing, and he's a suspect.
So definitely, yeah, no. If he's sacrificing to this Phantom Queen, and he has a dragon egg, there's no amount of damage that he could deal to this city.
I don't know what he has planned for the egg. But given that you didn't find any signs of the egg, it still must be in one piece.
He's got it hidden somewhere, but it's not in the city limits, is what I'm gonna start believing.
It would not shock me if he fled the city.
He isn't in his home. There's no guards. There's just his murdered wife, who I assume was murdered by him, which doesn't really surprise me. Still, this is some serious stuff.
This is some heavy shit. Anyway.
Yeah, Foley was a little rough around the edges. Didn't think he was capable of killing his wife or Serving a death god.
Well, he is known as Captain Jackass, so why am I not surprised?
He did arrest me for being with her, so.
Yes, why not sacrifice a cheating wife?
I mean, it's not out of the realm.
As there kind of looks the symbol and everything. It's like, we gotta bring this to Aona. She must know about this.
And we
If the Phantom Queen, the Morgan, is involved, then the egg is in much more danger than we thought.
And we need to speak to the council as soon as possible.
Speaking of which, should we really just be discussing this here?
Indeed.
No.
Is this everybody in your party?
Well, I mean, there's not that many people around, so there's not a terrible place to discuss it.
Those guards.
We're missing one.
All right, whoever's missing, raise your hand.
Yeah, another of our parties on the other side of the fence here.
Elsewhere, Doru was compelled to raise his hand for some reason.
Yeah, just hard cut sword to
to
Doru when he just sneezes.
Are you seeing a distance his waving his sword above the
Should we? We'll head to the council chambers, probably because we need to speak with them as soon as possible. But Beef, Rivet, can you go find Doru and meet us there?
Sure thing. I'll keep an eye on the little one.
You don't need to keep an eye on anything.
Oh, I need to keep an eye on you.
I don't.
The two of you need to keep an eye on each other.
I lean over to Fi. Miss Fi, are you so sure it's a good idea to send them alone?
Probably not. Maybe I should send somebody else with them. Should I go? Or maybe Red? Red, do you mind going with them just in case?
Sure, I can do that.
It's a party.
Woo!
You know, it is fun going from the character that everybody would like with Bear is like, okay, keep an eye on these idiots, to being the idiot of the group.
I've never had to be the one that said, can you watch the dum-dums? I'll just be right back, though. Real quick. While you guys go look for Doru, I have to go to the bathroom real quick.
And it's even more funny because, again, my rogue has the highest intelligence stat of the group.
So who's going with Eric?
I guess I'll follow Eric.
I will too.
I went to find Doru party.
You made me young too.
Stop, it's contagious.
As we walk past the guards who are guarding the section, I give them a nod. And a wave.
They're not going to question you right now because they see Eric with you guys. They're not going to question you. They might just give you like a side stare.
But I'm going to step away for a second to use the restroom. I'll be back.
All right, guys. We can do a quick break then if you guys need to take a break.
All right. Screw it. I'll go get a drink.
Yeah.
Take a 5-minute break, whatever.
Yeah, then I might as well get a drink as well. Fuck it.
What do I need to use as a be right back image? What would be like, I don't know, funny or whatever. Yeah, screw it. I'll just use the like starting soon screen again. And find it.
I'm back.
Hello.
Did everybody go for a break?
I believe they did.
Mm. I just really had to pee. You know, when nature calls.
Yes.
I think this is like one of the few times in an online game of Dungeons and Dragons that I've tried to play the smart person.
Jake's evil.
We're all a bit evil.
Well, obviously I'm evil. Ow, my hand.
Yeah, I am worried I'm being a little too smart with Chad.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Totally just kidding.
I take your smartness and I use it as my own like ideas. I'm like, yes, I came up with that.
I guess my
I'm also a
curious
little bit
is-
concerned I'm being too much of an idiot with Rivet.
Oh no. I think
But I am
everybody's
liking the
playing
fact
like
of
that.
just being an absolute show off, though.
What were you saying, Baron?
My excuse is that he has 12 wisdom, so maybe I can work a common sense angle.
True enough.
Well, the thing is too, like, if you're at like a a decent level of like intelligence and stuff, like you can have moments of like high intelligence. It just means that like you're not gonna be like the really studious type kind of thing. Like people can be insanely smart and not have like a huge IQ.
But
Like,
you're very street smart and you know combat.
well, IQ and like wisdom and all those things, like there's like, as you know, in real life, there's IQ and EQ, and like a healthy balance of those is what determines like somebody being like either exceptionally smart or like they can be really smart in IQ, but know next to nothing about EQ, and thus like they make simple mistakes. Kind of like your other character about reading the room or not being able to read the room kind of thing. It's like that, you know?
I actually really don't think we have like a dumb character in our group, unlike when we had Sketh and whatnot, because he was actually dumb. But everybody else in the group right now is
we have Chadwick.
No, well, I'm saying like everybody has their bit of like they have their silliness, but they're not really that dumb. Because they all know, like, obviously Chadwick is a good fighter because he knows how to fight and he's a smart fighter. Beef has his old past life that he lived, so he knows things that we don't even know. Rivet's just a goofball, but he's a goofball that's really good at sneaking around.
You're gonna have different, it's like how your environment too, like your environment can make you really smart or really dumb depending on what the environment is. So
I mean,
if you're thinking like, hey, we might get caught, you've lived that all your life. It's not necessarily a huge intelligence thing. It's I've lived this. I've seen what this does.
Yeah, like
That's wisdom versus intelligence.
Vic's the savviest of all of us, which is why I attempt to come up with something intelligent, even though I'm myself personally is not that smart. But I attempt to come up with something intelligent and then use Vic as my voice.
Yeah. Oh, you're also back, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom.
During the segments we were out in the wild, Sketh was perfectly competent.
Yeah, no, I was in my element. Like, I actually played it like that, where, like, I was really dumb in a city setting, but when I was out hunting or on my favorite terrain, I was a smart boy, I guess.
It's like that Futurama gag where, like, Zoidberg's a really good doctor for aliens.
Yeah.
Doesn't he like cut off Fry's penis at one point? He's like, well, why didn't you tell me you had one of these?
I think he did at one point, but that was like an end of the episode gag. Or...
Yeah, like he doesn't know human anatomy at all, but when it comes to alien anatomy, he's like literally a pro.
Okay, I are back.
Hey. Sorry, I forced us into a break. I had to go to the bathroom.
That's okay. You got me a bit of a snack. Use the bathroom. Possibly cough up along.
Like, I literally could have just got up and walked away after I sent them on their quest, but just in case I was needed, I had to let everybody know.
Everybody's like, I need something to drink while I wait, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that's
okay,
fair.
whatever. Let's take a break. So we got Doru team and then Eric team.
We're all heading to, this is the council district, right? Over here?
Yeah, pretty much. I got Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Strawberry or raspberry flavored?
Yeah, I hadn't much to eat today, so I've taken the very reckless decision to just eat like chip and dip literally right over my computer.
Delicious.
I too live dangerously.
So if you hear the sounds of crunching and or screaming, then you know why.
I got s'mores, Pop-Tarts.
I'll understand. You know what? My favorite, even though I'm allergic to chocolate, is the fucking fudge one.
Is it really chocolate though?
But I can, I guess. But I can only eat like one of them before I start getting my tummy starts to grumble. Disagree with me.
You're just you're a poor unfortunate soul.
I am.
Oh, you poor unfortunate soul.
Sorry.
Anyway, so.
I'm sorry.
Just don't be allergic to chocolate, Jake. There's your solution.
Fuck you, Daniel.
So, the Eric team, like, what the hell is this? Go wait till the sentence. Eric team is heading over towards the council district while the rest of you are going to go gather Doru, who's probably still pacing up around the barrier.
He's pissing around because he didn't come with us. So I think we'll pick up with the Finding Doru team because walking over to the council district isn't really much of anything.
Where the heck is Doru?
Good question. Can you find Doru?
Well, I left it up to Rivet, Beef, and Red.
I'll do a perception check to see if I can see him, perhaps.
Are you over the wall?
Yeah, you're not even still inside.
I figured I could just hop onto the side and hoist myself, like look over the wall kind of thing.
You are a very small person.
I can see over it, just by default.
Yeah, if you're at the spot and you look over the wall, you'll just see Doru.
But I have to look for him. He's right fucking there.
Hey, has there been trouble yet?
When isn't there trouble?
Good question. How fucked are we?
Not at all.
Really?
Nothing. I mean, we found some bad stuff, but nothing bad happened.
Okay, yeah, that's
yeah,
more than I expected.
I don't trust this Eric guy.
Wait, you were spotted?
Yes, Eric showed up after we exited the house. How he knew we were there is a bit strange to me, definitely.
Eric is a very observant character. He was sitting in the damn inn the whole time. You guys didn't make no note of him.
Yeah, I was sitting right next to him. I was about to say, wasn't he sitting right next to me? When
we were literally all in a group as we said, hey, let's go to this building, and he was right there.
I don't think he left. I don't think he really left.
He was at the bar.
He's probably like, oh, what are they doing?
Okay, well, what'd you find then? Was it worth it?
Well, we found the captain of the guard's wife dead.
Wait, you found a dead body?
Yes.
Killer.
So it's a crime scene then?
Yeah, she was lying in the bed with a stab wound in her chest. However, when upon further investigation, there is a ritual room that was hidden away upstairs. And so it had a ritual circle, which Phi here conveniently wrote down.
And then Eric, this man found you after you found the dead body.
When we were leaving, yeah.
As you were leaving the scene of the crime, where you found a dead body.
Yes.
You realize how bad this looks, right?
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry. What's the worst that could happen?
Stop saying that. And I'm gonna give him a slap in the shoulder, like a punch in the shoulder.
Yeah, you'd think you would know the worst that could happen is like a group that just escaped from prison.
I'm gonna roll for bludgeoning damage as I punch him in the fucking arm. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, do it, because I'll squish you, little man.
Exactly.
He attacks.
Oh, well.
We roll an attack roll to punch it.
I suppose as long as I'm not there, he won't suspect me at least, but... Well, if he's letting you go, then it's probably a good sign.
I don't know where they're going, but
Wait, what? Wait, where's the rest of the group?
Yeah, they went with Eric.
They went alone with him.
Yes.
To who knows where.
Yes.
To the council, yes, he was
to the council, sorry.
He's on
by alone.
Wasn't quite paying attention.
So we could be leading them straight to, like, some form of holding area.
Yeah, our execution.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to find them now.
Relax, nothing bad happens to heroes.
You escaped from prison.
Just my head, like, why?
It's a mini vacation. It's nice sights to see.
Jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Alright, let's get going. Which way did they go?
Well, I don't know where the council is, but I assume it would be in the high-end district.
Do you think that's where they're going?
Beats me.
And we have
I'm not really from here.
Do you actually have no idea which direction they walked off in?
Somewhere over that direction.
Alright, well I guess let's go that way then.
By the way, I pointed west.
Oh no.
This way. Oh no, you pointed this way.
You pointed over
like
here.
Wait a second. No, they would have had to have like leave through the entrance of the area. Let's just head that way.
Exactly.
Well, you know that we're setting off to the council chambers. You know where they are.
Well, I know that's
how
what
dumb my character is.
Yeah, I know.
I know you can be dumb, but like these guys should freaking realize that.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I know these guys said that's where he said he was head, but I don't know if he's telling the truth. I don't know what he's like up to.
I'm a country bumpkin. How do cities work?
Cities work.
Sure enough.
I think I'm the. Actually, it would be myself, Beef, and maybe Dora with the street with city knowledge.
If I've been somewhere, so if we've been to the elder place, I would know like the way to there because of my maze sense.
I only know how to get to that magic shop over here. You just told that.
Did we ever go near the elder's place?
Yeah.
Well, you did. You stayed in your room.
I stayed in your room. I won't know. I will not know.
But
Rivet and
Rivet, you
came with us.
You came with us when we went.
I went to the magic shop over here.
Yeah, but you knew that we were. You knew that we were going up here towards the.
Oh yeah, that's
right. Listen, did Fi change forms again?
No, I'm still my female form.
Alright, yeah, female form was
forms.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be hard to track down a woman with white hair in a group with a dwarf.
I was asleep for so long.
Wait, who's a dwarf?
Wait, is he like a halfling or something? I forget what BB is.
He is a gnome.
He's with you.
No, okay, yeah, sorry. It should be hard to track down one with white hair with a gnome.
3 humans. Because I think
Vic is a half elf.
Vic is a half elf. So I got a half elf.
Yeah.
Chad is a human. And then I don't know what Eric is.
No one ever asks what the other half is.
Yeah, point is, if we head east and ask around, they shouldn't be hard to find.
Oakley tokely. Ah, goddamn, my fire alarm. 1 sec.
Nope.
Oakley dokley.
Just strolling through town, just strolling towards the east from the west.
Each side is half elf. So he's just an elf.
Well, it's a different type of half elf.
Ah, okay.
Really, you put them together, he's 1/4 elf.
Question is, can he be half drow? Can he be half high elf? Is the question.
Which half is the elf?
With my passive persuasion of 12, would I ever see them moving nearby? Like if they were to walk by us?
Probably. I mean, like just across the courtyard, really, like the common area.
Maybe it's like the upper half is human and the lower half is elf, and now it's like, you know, each fourth of his body is a different thing.
But Jake, you forget. We may be this close on this map, but you forget from.
No, I know. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to hopefully pass anywhere nearby here, because then I'll be able to notice you.
I assume you're not moving too fast.
No, well, I told you we're waiting for you at the entrance.
Yeah, Eric's he's right there by the steps. So like, you guys waiting. He's like showing off his fancy swords and stuff.
His fancy sword.
Yes. I know what I said.
My rapier of life stealing would like a word with you. Thank you again, Death.
Fuck sakes. These guys haven't noticed us.
Hey, Abbott! Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Finally. Abbott! Where have you guys been?
Who's the
We're looking for you.
Well, we were looking for you.
Were you?
We found him.
I sent these guys off to look for you.
But we found him, and now we're here.
Okay.
You know where we went.
It took forever. Jesus. So, Eric, we heading in now, or what's going on? Go announce us or whatever.
These guys haven't caused you any trouble, have they?
No.
Doru,
oh,
shut
thank
up.
God.
Also, sorry to interrupt. Blue.
Yes?
At the end of last session, since we were at the inn, would it be safe to say that I've attuned to my sword?
Yeah, it takes about an hour to attune to it, really. I mean,
You probably, when Vic was exploring the
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Would I have been able to attune
yeah,
to it?
it takes about an hour. It took you about an hour or so to attune to it.
My bad about that. My roommate trying to burn down the place.
Okay. Thank you. Just wanted to ask about that in case we get into a situation.
Was it pizza?
No.
Pizza.
Just anytime he cooks, for whatever reason, it sets off the alarm, whereas mine doesn't.
Burn the house.
Wait, he's red?
Huh?
Try to burn down the place.
Hey, Eric.
At least Corin only burned down places when he needed to.
Did I?
Yeah,
that's the thing. I don't remember Corin ever.
Down on
okay.
That's the thing. I don't remember Corin ever burned down anywhere.
Don't forget about that freaking village in the swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway.
when I was dropping stuff, things were burning because I needed to.
He almost burnt down half my village. Anyway.
Anyway, continue on. What were you asking Eric something there? Bye.
Eric.
Yes?
So, are we expected by the council? Should we wait out here until you... Because we need to speak with them about this. This is important business.
I understand your urgency, but we'll make it urgent. We'll speak to Iona. She will definitely need to know about this. Now, you can follow me in. I highly doubt the guards will bother you if you're with me.
Yeah, all right. Well, then we're going in because we need to speak to them about this.
Zoop, 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 zoop. So, no, I do not have a layout.
That's all right. We can mind of.
Yeah, you just
Get her
visual.
mind.
Yes,
Yes, how's your mind? But I assume that
Doru
this
keeps teleporting around the city.
Yes. Upon approaching the large looking building, you know, he's saying there's a couple of guards kind of patrolling around and whatnot. Nothing in particular, but when they see Eric start walking by, they kind of salute him.
And then they see beef.
And then he kind of whisked them away to the carry on and inform and lets them know he's like these men are with me. Do not bother them.
I wave.
I'm with them too.
I don't even glance at him.
You just keep your eyes to the ground. Just watch
Keep up the good work, boys.
They probably don't even notice me because I'm so short with all these tall people. They probably don't even notice if I'm there. Actually, can I roll a stealth just to see if they happen to notice me with them?
Sure, why
Just
not?
roll laugh to see if I just blend in or not.
You don't necessarily see anything in between since you kind of
He hides
just
in the middle of the group.
You're in the middle of the group, nobody really necessarily sees you.
He literally hides amongst us.
He just walks in with them and they don't see him.
No, let's see the guards' perceptions. Let's see how good the perception of the guards are. Just roll regular dice. They don't see
I
you.
am still with you guys, so I don't think I'll get in trouble for this.
Can they see him between our legs?
No, I rolled a 2 on the dice, so that was just a D20 to see if they see you or not.
So he's hidden in the middle of all of us.
He in the middle, pretty much in the pile.
I think that's great.
So yeah, the guys are strolling up to the looks like the council building per se. Not terribly ornate, but definitely a simple building and well kept. Not much, not terribly decorated, but you can tell it's a building of great importance.
Very elegant.
Yes, it's well kept. It's not necessarily a full-fledged stone building, but it definitely has stone stone foundations and a bit of wood for sure.
Not quite an emperor's palace, but it's all right for a council room.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's an emperor's palace, don't throw off his groove.
Shut up and keep hiding in between us.
There was once rulers as Eric popped up, but that was quite some time ago when they kind of dispersed it and just went down with a council to a more diplomatic approach. At one time or another, there were just actual rulers, but that was quite a time ago.
Time ago, you had a king, eh? Interesting.
A king, a queen. I mean, the city was named after
A
queen.
monarch.
But the city was named after a queen.
Interesting. I'm gonna jot that down in my notes.
So as you guys enter the building, upon entering an area, saying Eric asked you to kind of wait in like a lobby area per se, just kind of hang out like the foyer. That might be at the foyer area.
With benches.
Yeah, it's kind of chill as he goes to make your presence known to Iona, the urgency of the situation. And as he does that, you guys are gonna wait. You guys doing anything particular?
Is there a receptionist?
Ooh, not particularly, but there's a person that kind of keeps track of it has a log, of course, keeps track of who comes in and out throughout the day.
I walk up to him and say, just so you know, I'm Vic Vallet and we're the Legion of the Wolf. Just getting the name out there.
We're still not the Legion of the Cow? Oh.
I'm sorry.
The person behind the desk kind of looks up and just jots down something on the page.
Hey, Rivet.
Yep.
When we get out of here, remind me to get business cards.
Yeah, we'll definitely need help with that.
Yeah, Rivet. Remind me to double check the business cards before he buys them.
Yeah. And then after I inspect that, I'll have... Oh, nah, that joke wouldn't work because it's me saying it. Never mind. I was going to say, it's like, yeah, he'll do it, I'll inspect it, and then somebody has to inspect it for my inspection just to make sure it's actually correct.
I'm going to
idiots with business cards.
walk up to this receptionist and I'm going to be like, excuse me, Is there anything that we should know about going into the council before we go to meet them?
Respect them?
Other than
I
that,
kind of look at you. Like,
obviously respect them, but anything important that we should know about either of them, just in case.
not particularly. I mean, they're pretty laid back.
Oh, come on, tell me a little bit. Just I'm sure you know something about them.
The reception kind of leans over. Iona likes chicken. That's all you need to know.
Is that?
I'm safe.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a good day. Take it easy. I'm gonna slide a silver over to her and just walk away.
I look around to see if there are any bits of reading material about local interests.
Well, you could roll for that if you like.
What would you like me to roll?
Oh, no investigation. See if you see anything.
Doing a lot of investigation roll.
Well, I didn't really.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you're investigating a dead body, so investigate it is for the session, okay?
He can't even. He doesn't
that
watch the book.
We're the worst Scooby Gang ever.
You guys are
Well,
the
actually, my
absolute
investigation's been
worst.
pretty good.
You guys are the worst CSI group ever.
Actually, we may be the best representation of the Scooby Gang. We have Velma in Rivet, and the rest of us don't do any of it.
Really? Really?
And the only one that can
Jeez.
fucking figure anything. Yeah, oh my god, I would definitely probably be Shaggy or Scooby because I'm afraid of everything.
Would that make Doru Fred?
Yes. No, Vic's Fred. Vic's definitely Fred. You can be Daphne.
Yeah, I'll take
it's
it.
But who's the mystery machine?
Oh my god, that's
That'd
beef.
be beef, yeah.
I mean, he is a mystery, and he can be a machine. But yeah, with that 3 and everything, you kind of browse around. You don't really see anything particularly to read. Aside from maybe like scraps of paper just kind of floating around on the floor.
All right, I pick up a scrap of paper and read it.
It's blank.
It reads, "To be or not to be."
Huh. What kind of stuff is this? What passes for writing these days? I crumple it up and toss it in a trash can or something similar to it.
You just kind of throw it in a random bucket pail.
What was that you just threw away there, bud?
It looked like someone's attempt at poetry. Probably nothing would come of it.
Probably nothing. It sounds like shit.
I'm gonna look to Vic and I'm gonna say, "Hey, I got this dice set. Highest roll wins a gold."
I'm in.
I'll play.
Oh, sweet! Highest roll wins the winner wins a gold. Okay, bye. I'm on it. We're just gonna play some fucking dice. So
Roll gold, huh?
roll d20. Oh,
I win 10 gold.
I said
it
8
takes the
gold,
blood.
not 10 gold.
I guess 2 gold, but whatever.
I'll lose a gold. Dang.
Didn't work out for you.
Wait, Brad rolled a d12.
Oh,
Well, either way,
Which one is like Brian B? I don't know names.
that's BluFuzzyHat.
BluFuzzyHat.
Oh, alright, yeah.
Either
There
way.
we go.
Wait, what did he roll? 12. I still win. That'll be 2 gold for me.
Shouldn't it be rolling a d6 though?
It's like
This is a dice set, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're all rolling the 20.
But yeah, actually, no, it does make sense. Actually, rolling a 12 does make sense.
Yeah, it kind of makes more sense than 20, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Or 6.
Yeah, 2, 6. Yeah, it would have been 12.
I mean,
but
unless
BluFuzzyHat's right on this one.
unless D20s exist in this world for some reason.
Yeah,
I'll remove the 2 gold and we can redo this.
Yeah.
Alright, new rolls, go.
Let me add my 1 gold back.
Hold on, before you roll, what's the decided upon number?
2 6s.
Alright.
Just a D12.
So
Just
2d6, which is different than
2d12.
Yeah.
I say 2d6.
2d6s then? Okay.
I got a 9.
I got a 12.
Well, Jake, yeah, and I still
got a rock.
I'm gonna have to add that money back.
to lose the money again. Oh man. See, I don't mind doing this. This is fun. She's like, yeah, why not? Actually, hold on.
I have 69 gold.
Hold on. Can I cheat? Can I use my sleight of hand to cheat?
Well, it's over now.
You lost this round.
Damn it. Double or nothing, fine.
Double or nothing.
I learned not to gamble.
Come on.
After you win, you don't gamble. I've already won my hand. Try somebody else. Try some others, mook.
Schmuck.
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 No, I should probably start doing that in the tab.
I love it that we're just sitting.
Dice games.
We're just sitting in the fucking like
Foyer.
foyer.
We're out in the foyer freaking playing dice.
Gambling.
Passing the time.
I would like to see a gambler character have some trouble with dice and then saying, you know what, I just hate dice games.
Hustler.
Excuse me. Anything else that we wanted to do before hopefully the council comes to us?
I think that's the first time anybody in all of our sessions has even used the dice set, so there you go. Chalk that one up on the list.
Good, personally.
So, as you guys are sitting here playing, rolling dice and everything, trying to win back each other's gold. Eric comes
Which I keep stealing off of them.
Eric returns to the foyer, and then he kind of waves his hand like, come with, she'll see us.
Do this again later. I want my gold back.
I will follow along.
I'm obviously gonna go with them.
Same here.
You know how much of this stuff I'm winging right now? It's not even funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
So yeah, going up the stairs up to the second floor. You go to a relatively open room per se. Like you can tell this is where the council kind of meets most of the time. But as you can see, there's only just Iona at the moment. And Eric pops up like, "Do not mind. The council have business throughout the region. So it's just Iona here today."
I wave to Iona.
Iona kind of nods, like, "Gentlemen," and she's like, "Gentlemen, it's so nice to see you again."
The pleasure is ours.
Now, Eric here has informed, Mr. Shy here has informed me that you have urgent news that needs my attention now.
It is quite important, ma'am.
We've come across the discovery.
Ah, yes. Discovery.
Yeah, and we've come to announce it.
Something to do with your former captain of the guard?
Jackass.
Captain Foley.
Foley. They kind of, you see her kind of rising out. Like, Captain Foley has been not necessarily reaped of his position, but yeah, what have you learned?
If it pleases the council, we were doing some investigating and came across his wife, deceased, with a stab wound in her chest. And some evidence of some potential cult-like activities upstairs.
Eric gave me my notebook back, right?
Assume so, yes.
Okay. She's gonna be like, well, ma'am, we're inspecting from where she was murdered to where she was left deceased. There was blood trail that we followed, and from where she was murdered, we have this. And once again, I'm gonna open my notebook and show her the symbol, and be like, "This is where she was. She was murdered on a symbol much like this, and then dragged and left in her bed." I can assume nothing other than the Alistair being in charge of this.
I kind of stares at the symbol and raises an eyebrow and says, "The Phantom Queen is making an appearance again."
Yes, that's what I've heard. As Eric has explained to me, the Phantom Queen is quite a problem. Should be nipped in the bud before it grows.
So have there been murders like this before?
Not in recent years, but there are times, from time to time, there's a cult that likes to arise and cause a ruckus and call forth the Morgan, as most would know her as.
Would this have anything to do with the missing dragon egg that we are looking for?
It would not surprise me. I mean, the dragons have been around for quite a while, and I'm sure the gods are quite aware of their presence.
Perhaps they seem to corrupt this dragon and use it for their own means. That is just a theory. It's just a theory.
I'm sorry, I heard you say like their own memes.
Their own memes. Memes.
Indeed, it would be quite unfortunate if they provoke the goddess to corrupt the dragon egg for their own use. It would be quite unfortunate indeed. That is why you need to get the egg back before that happens.
Well, we've been waiting for our meeting with the council before we head out to find this egg. And it seems that we've had to force your hand. Is there a direction that we have to set out to any clues on this egg? As it has surely become much more dire than it seems to be now.
She kind of lays out a breath and kind of stands up and walks around and over to what looks like a relatively large map of Alice, the realm that you're in right now. She kind of looks like there are rumors that the captain, or should I say the formal captain, has
Alistair.
Yes, Captain Foley. Rumors that he has vanished up to the mines where the dwarves reside, up in Brigasia, the land of Brigasia. The dwarves reside up there.
Have you been in contact with the dwarves? Do you know if they themselves are corrupted, or are they just harboring him?
Oh, I doubt they're harboring him. I mean, we're usually quite tight knit with the end of the north. We trade with them. We trade with them. We pay them, and we share goods. It makes the economy work well.
So he's just hiding among these dwarves. Sorry, Doru, what was that?
Yeah, so you think the egg might be with the dwarves and not with the cult, then, if I'm understanding correctly?
I can't say that. I mean, the dwarves very well don't mess with the dragon themselves either, because they too respect the dragon. But if Foley decides to do something about the dragon egg himself and strike a deal with the Phantom Queen, then we might have a bigger issue with on our hands. Might disrupt balance of the realms.
Now, if we were to head up there, would we need any kind of identification, or would they just let us in?
Could we take a...
The dwarves are pretty generally welcoming of other races, of course, but
Yes, but
they can be quite the suspicious about for sure.
If we were emissaries of the council,
And perhaps if I were to give you a written proclamation of sorts, I'm sure they won't be so harsh on you. But I can't but they can be quite harsh and strict with the rules.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, I turn to Rivet and I'm like, do you know any dwarves?
Good question.
I'm sorry. He's small. It's what I thought. Probably wrong.
I didn't go that much in depth with my backstory, but I probably would know if I would have seen some dwarves in the Thieves Guild. So I would probably know of a few.
And there's also the dwarf who led us here.
As well as, yes, Eric.
Eric's right there.
Eric's not a dwarf.
Oh, he's not.
Human. He's a human.
Who said dwarf when it was talking about him earlier then?
It was probably, what the hell's his name?
Or Death.
That's the, it was her her posse.
Well, no, I meant like this session. Someone said like we're following the dwarf or whatever.
Oh yeah, I was mistaken.
You, Baron.
Yeah, I thought Rivet was a dwarf. I forgot he was like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the.
Yeah, the other dwarf you guys knew about was Sardane. He forged the ranger dude with the badger.
Well, of course, it would be great to have a written missive from the council to possibly help us with communications with the dwarves, because we don't want to walk upon the territory and have these three scare them. And I point at Red, Beef, and Doru.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, they're pretty spooky, trust me. And then I look down at myself, and I'm just wearing all black robes.
Well, I would be all dressed up in all black as well, because I'm
Maybe we're all pretty scary, except for Vic and Chad.
No, I would say Vic is pretty scary.
So a written
on
missive
his way through everything is pretty scary, in my opinion.
A written missive would definitely help us. Signed by the council. Or sealed by the using the council's seal. Like, even that would most likely get us through a few problems.
Or perhaps I could also send my trusted left hand. I mean, I need Eric here in the city, but Sardane might be able to go with you. I mean, it is his homeland up there.
Makes sense.
Well, if you would like to accompany us, but it's the assurance I would like of the written or seal.
Yeah, it's either we can have my word of a signed proclamation of sorts that you're up there on my behalf, or you can be with Mr. Cade Forge as a ambassador. I mean, he is, like I said, as I said before, he is from the mountains up north.
Well,
quite familiar with it too, for the most part. But I'm sure it's been a while since it's been up there.
That sounds reasonable.
It does sound reasonable, and if he can act as our ambassador. Vic, what do you think?
I think it'll be fine either way. We'll be able to get in there.
Oh, definitely. He can con his way through anything.
I know a guy.
Hey,
As
I
soon
know
as
plenty.
as soon as he begins con, I smoke him with my staff.
Smoke.
With your staff.
Like, I just smack him right in the head.
Are you referring to me?
Yeah, as soon as he's like, hey, keep con, hey, pfft.
Smack him on the head with your book.
Yeah, I just fucking, like, crack him across the head, like, shut the fuck up. Rivet's an idiot. He says lots of stupid things. Would you like me to roll that to see if he can dodge out of the way?
Sure.
Yeah, I think like go roll, like you roll the hit and he roll the dodge.
Yeah.
I'll roll with my
Would he
quarterstaff.
get advantage because it's by surprise?
If even he can roll advantage, go for it. I'll let him.
I didn't.
With a 20,
but-
I'll let him.
Okay, I'll roll again.
Ooh.
I just miss you.
Nice try.
I still got you to stop talking. Rivet's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Is this a anybody can join party?
Anybody can join.
Yes, please beat him up if you'd like.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Hang on.
Let's not cause a scene
you're
here.
fine.
You 100 still rolls
D100.
You're fine. No, I was rolling 100 to see if I was going to attack or not.
Yeah, if he got higher than 50, he probably would have fought you.
No, it had to be 80 plus for
Was it
me.
80 plus? Okay.
Because it was like a chaos roll of like, would I do this or would I not? Because I was going to full attack him, like, if I did.
I took 2 little swings at you with my fucking quarterstaff, and I'm like, shut up.
And you see, Iona kind of chuckles, like, "Oh,
Yeah. Please
Quite a
forgive
crew.
them. Yeah, they're not usually like this.
I thought I was always like this.
I'm afraid that the gnome has been quite getting on my nerves recently.
now, if you happen to run up north to track down the Mr. Fully, just give you a fair warning, it can be quite chilly up there. I mean, once you get into the caves, it's not so bad, but outside, it can be quite brutal. So I suggest you dress up a little bit warm. Have a means of staying warm.
Winter
Here.
clothes?
It's the mountains, man.
I love winter clothes.
Actually, being a deep gnome, would I be a little bit used to the colder weather?
Oh, no, do you have frost resistance?
It doesn't say. It says no resistances, but I'm also thinking like deep gnome is underground, where it's all very quite cold.
You can see in the dark.
Underground can be quite warm, depending.
Yeah, it could be it's all temperature control, really, when it comes to caves.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes caves kind of stay at the same temperature.
Sick. I'm gonna get some Uggs. I'm gonna get one of those Russian hats that like can go up and down with
You
the
can shove
ears.
Yeah, we're just gonna go on a little shopping adventure.
I'm gonna get a nice parka.
If
snow
it
pants.
pleases the council, since we're trekking into such a climately dangerous area, is there any chance we could get a per diem, like an advance, to help us buy these winter clothes?
He is quite right. We are very, very poor at this moment.
I'm a cow. Do I freeze?
Door's just face palming.
Yes, you freeze, but you'll keep well until we throw you on the barbecue.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear that.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, my mistake.
I can pay in advance about 50 gold to cover the cost of going up north, but I must really warn you that in order to get, I don't think you're gonna find too much around here because it's relatively. Actually, no, I lied. Forgive me, but I guess it is getting close to winter season anyway. I'm sorry. I totally forgot it was fall. So you might find some decent.
But to say
decent wear for work, keeping warm.
You have icy weather, and yet you don't sell. But
I'm sure you can find quite a warm cloak and maybe some warm shoes.
That'd be nice.
If you browse around long enough.
I would quite like being warm instead of freezing my body parts off.
We appreciate your generosity.
Shall we go shopping then?
Let's go shopping.
I'm gonna hit you with my staff again.
Nighttime right now, isn't it?
It's pretty late in the afternoon.
Yeah, Dora just looks like he's dying.
We should probably get a.
Dory's probably getting hungry. That blood he had last was getting conjugated was not fresh.
Doru's having an aneurysm just because how stupid we are.
Yeah, he's just internally screaming like, I can't believe they're like begging the council lady for money.
Why am I with these people?
Wait, what do you mean? We're getting a fee for a job and getting a little bit in advance because we have to buy materials for the job.
Where did you hear begging?
That's exactly how businesses work.
Don't forget, you're gonna be traveling up north. You might want to get a mount. Or something.
Mount for all of us?
Well, get something for traveling. If you guys are gonna be traveling on foot.
Good point. He makes a good point.
I need something to hold all these business cards.
So we're done in the council, right?
And she before you go, just make note that if you can get a hold of the egg, please do try to bring it back.
Of course, I would never damage an infant.
As the rest of the group start leaving before I leave the room, I just turn back and I'm like, I'm so sorry for their behavior.
Just want to lean back in and say, he's more of an asshole than you think.
Shut up,
Using my telepathy, but only hitting Doru.
So wait, we aren't gonna find the egg and then just pawn it off?
Only person that heard me say he's more.
I thought we were going to make a really nice omelet.
Yeah. Dragon egg omelet. Sounds good.
I mean, we'd share with the dragon, to be fair. It's only polite.
They're children. All right.
I'm actually going to head back to...
So, for bookkeeping, is that 50 gold total to split or 50 gold each?
It's 50 gold total to split.
Cool.
Yeah.
So 50 divided by 7, which is 7.
How about you just hold on to the 50 and we use it for our cold weather clothes?
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
I'm going to head back to the tavern.
Holding on to the money.
Dice game to see if I can win some gold from some people.
Oh, Vic's just gonna hold on to all 50?
Well, for now, because I was thinking, Vic, do you want to go buy our cold weather clothes now?
I don't know all of your sizes, to be fair.
Okay, shops are as late as it is, the shops are probably closed. Yeah, anyway.
we can go in the morning.
Okay.
Let's just add. If everybody adds 7, that's fine.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave mine with you just cause. So
I'll add my 7.
I'm not gonna take my 7.
Sweet. Now I have 181 gold.
Yay.
I already won like 2 gold off of you guys. So.
Yeah, when we get back to the end, I'm setting up a table to
wealthier.
make a dice game and try and win some money off of some people, some patrons.
And I'll do my bardic trait thing where I can play at any bar, entertainer fee, to get money.
Okay. Let's go back to the end, I assume, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back to the end. See if
Everyone likes hanging out at the Traveling Duck. Yeah.
Back to the traveling duck. And then I start up a rendition of those endearing young charms.
Oh, Eric, you're here again. Jeez, you're quick.
As Dora walks in, he just looks so defeated.
I'm gonna sit back in my place, order my glass of wine, and open up my smut book.
Is this a tiny piano up here?
Wait, it's a smut book?
Yes, it's smut. It's Chains and Changelings, part 3.
50 Shapes of Changelings.
Yeah,
It's
that's what it
smite-
was.
You smite people with your smut book.
50 Shapes of Changelings.
I play the tiny piano.
Okay, do a performance check.
Plink, 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 plink.
It's a little out of tune, but you get a nice little beat going.
Ding, ding, ding.
Do I get any?
Like the old town, like the Western kind of stuff where it sounds slightly out of tune, but it's still catchy enough that people are like, yeah!
Do I get any tickets for the dice game? See if I can win some
Your
money.
dice game?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna find some suckers to try to
Yeah,
play dice game with.
definitely.
All right, so you're gonna see some guys just chilling over there by the bar, just hanging out.
Sure. You guys up for a game of dice?
What
Winner
are we
take all?
What are you rolling?
We're gonna do the 2d6s.
Okay. Sure, why not? Just try your luck.
How much you guys want to wager?
Two gold.
2 gold each. Sounds good. How many, besides myself, how many are there? 2 people?
Yeah, 2 other people.
2 other people? Okay, so 4 gold for me. Okay.
No,
Sure thing.
no, I won't.
I gotta walk up to Rivet and just be like, you know what happens if you do what you think what I think you're gonna do, right?
Give them a look like, are you kidding me?
I'm just gonna stand over your shoulder and watch. I'm not saying I have good perception. I'm just saying.
The thief trying to make some money, and you're gonna do this to the thief.
I mean,
Rivet
didn't cheat the last time.
I didn't cheat the last time either.
I'm not saying Beef is smart about this. I'm not saying he will notice any cheating, even if it happens. I'm just saying he's watching.
Okay.
Okay, so
Nah, that's not.
I will. Well, it's
Rivet
4 gold.
Rivet might not like cheat against us, but these are random nobodies. Who knows what he's gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah,
I might not notice it. Like I have terrible
sleight of hand. This I am gonna cheat, so I assume I rolled the sleight of hand first, and then roll the dice. I don't know.
Well, if you're sleight of handing it to get a better roll,
That would just be a roll. The sleight
It
of
would
hand.
just literally be like, here's a 12, because you sleight of handed it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
so
pulling
sleight
out
of
a
hand,
fake
and then say
card.
it's a 12. Okay.
Yeah, you like pull out your fake ace.
The fake dice.
Like your
Here's a
ace.
12.
Right. So for the sake of this, I'm not expecting this to go well. For the sake of this, that's exactly what I expected to happen. Perfect.
Yeah, how are
Yeah.
you going to cheat? Are you gonna roll like max, or are you gonna go a little below that so it's more believable?
So were you doing 2d12? So like I'll roll for both of them.
No, I was doing
2d6.
2d6, so let's say I get an 11. Or sorry, a 10.
It's 2d6. So
Let's say I didn't even realize you were doing that.
Boom, 2d6, both 5s.
Of course you would do that, Baron. That's awesome. Baron's your biggest fan.
Where you rolling there, Rivet?
So I had 4 gold. Nice.
It's like during the Prince Ali song in Aladdin.
Sleight of hand. So he got like a 12 because he rolled the max.
Around the crowd.
Guys, care to go again? Another round?
Fine.
Same wager, 2 gold each. This time I'm not going to cheat to make it believable. So
I'm still going to do perception.
2d6.
So this is just going to be 2d6s. 6. Yeah, I'm going to roll a 2d6.
Hey, you're cheating.
This time I said I wasn't cheating.
I know, but my perception's so bad.
I already beat you.
Well, they both kicked my ass.
You lost a gold.
So just to recap, you like rolled like all at once, and you got the lowest roll, and then Beef was like, "Hey, cheater!"
Exactly.
So in this case, I'm guessing the 4 gold I just won from them, I give back to them. 2 gold each.
Was it 2 gold? I thought you did 1 gold.
2 gold.
Well, technically the guy got the 4 gold.
Yeah, I just rolled.
Okay, so then I'll take the 2 gold out of my pocket.
Yeah, so you lost 2 gold.
So I got 2 gold. Sweet. I'm fine with that. Good game. Good game. 1 mead, please.
As you do that, Tomas gets you a mug of mead.
Thank you very much. Cheers. I'll roll a con save to see if this gets me smashed.
Oh, you got a nice buzz going on.
Got a good buzz, definitely. Ouch.
A person of your stature and everything, you get the amount of meat in that is definitely a good amount of buzz going on.
Give the tiny man a poke. I'm gonna say, "What are you drinking?"
Got some nice mead here. You should get yourself a glass.
Maybe a little bit of that.
Order one yourself. It continues to drink.
I said, "Get me one of that." I wasn't talking to you. How much is it? Like a 50 silver? What is it?
Yeah, about 5 silver.
5 silver?
I'll take 5 silver out of my thing.
You know
I
what?
have exactly 5 silver.
You know what? Here's 10. Keep 5 for yourself.
I must appreciate it.
Just to clarify something.
Gotta make my constitution save.
Are we aware of Dory's
that's not the save.
Dietary needs?
Yeah, I think he mentioned it before, like an early session, like first.
Yeah,
for him
it's like
having the argument with the spider blood.
Yeah.
8.
Well, first things he mentioned was that he needed blood, and it might become a problem.
And apparently, as you discovered that, like, you can't necessarily preserve blood. It has to be fresh in order to enjoy it more.
Oh,
yeah. I can kind of preserve it, but it's not great. It's very bad.
Something about somebody needing blood?
Think of it like, you know how milk goes bad and we let it sit out too long?
Yeah. Oh, I've drunk bad milk. Yeah.
Coagulates. We've talked about this. We had a whole fucking conversation about it. It's gross. Let's not continue that one.
Say, Doru, this is also in character. Say, Doru, it's a shame that you don't have alcohol as blood, because, you could easily just drink a little bit and replenish it that way, right?
Maybe you should talk about that so loud in public.
Hit him on the top of the head.
I
am drunk.
With your book. Do you guys smite him with your smut?
I'm literally.
Do I get a good reaction out of luck?
No, you know what?
I'm good.
You know what? Because I, an 8 as a constitution save for drinking. I'm pretty drunk, right?
Yeah, you got a nice buzz going on.
But I'm not super hammered.
Not quite, but you got night.
Damn it! I want to say like I'm drunk enough to like just Eldritch blast him in the face.
No, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that in the traveling duck.
I can't. I'm not. So I'm just gonna grab him. And I'm gonna be like by the neck. I'm just gonna pull him to my face and say, "Shut up, you fucking idiot!" And then drop him to the ground.
No, and he falls with you because you're still grabbing.
Doris just like saving the family household, being associated with criminals.
I intimidated you for parking.
Having overheard that loud interjection from BB, I walk over to Dora and say, I'm trying to speak softly now. Speaking of your drinking problem, how are you doing on that?
Well, I can probably go another day without a drink, but it would be appreciated.
You want to go somewhere private for this?
Dear God. $20 and it's all not.
These two are talking about going off to go get sucked and suck blood, and I'm currently choking a gnome.
Yeah.
Wait, choking a gnome, is that what they're calling it now, Jake?
I was about to say.
No.
Choking a gnome, huh? Is that what you're doing? You're choking a gnome, huh?
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
But when I choke my gnome, I prefer Dos Equis.
No,
I choke my gnome. I do it in private. Thank you.
No, I'll stick around the bar.
I'm gonna head up to my room, choke my gnome.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, all right.
Holy crap.
I'm trying not to laugh too loud because I know I'll piss my parents off, but damn. That was good.
Stop breathing there for a minute.
But if you need some refreshment, just let me know. I figured tonight would be a good night since we're not leaving early in the morning.
You're not helping it, Burn.
I'm not playing a wordsmith. That's why I'm wording it this way.
That's why he's too busy choking a gnome. She's choking her gnome. God. Oh.
This is gonna be a running joke for a couple of days, I guess.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
definitely.
Choking your gnome.
Oh, God.
What happens in gnome stays in gnome.
Oh, no.
When in gnome.
You know you're home.
When you choke a gnome, first make sure you're alone.
There's no good way to save this.
No, there isn't. But
Well, that's his fault. He's a gnome.
I
So we
cannot
guys-
wait for this to get uploaded on Death's channel.
I think,
Oh my God. This
Ain't my stream that's getting blasted.
from the group that brought you the nutty gnome.
Yep.
Comes
Yes.
Chocognome.
Hey, if you say it quick enough, it sounds like Chocobo.
Maybe that's why they call it Chocobo.
Chocognome.
Yeah, I was
Alright, so-
confused because you don't choke them. That'd be mean.
So what are you working on, Red? You just sitting there chilling. Enjoying
I'm
life.
just, I don't know. I'm just chilling.
Come
I
back.
guess.
Come back.
You seem very bored.
You know what? I should get some food. I think did somebody ask for duck previously here?
I did. I said we need a turkey stuffed with a duck, stuffed with a chicken.
Didn't you ask for like the most unhealthiest there? Was that Vic?
That was
was me.
that casserole.
Yeah,
I'll
I
just
asked for turducken.
I'll just order some roast duck.
That's fine. Good choice. Simple.
As long as its name is not Howard.
No, actually, you go right ahead and fucking roast Howard.
Oh, he's a legend.
Fuck you. Just kidding, Cookie.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to the bar and order some duck too.
Can I get it raw?
The two people fighting on the ground drunk.
We're not on the ground. I've got you up in the air.
Oh.
Fi's over there just choking in home.
Yeah, like I'm much taller than you. I've got you off the floor, like.
Choking the gnome.
It's like it's Homer Simpson choking Bart. There is what is.
Choking the Bart also sounds bad.
Oh god, that's not. You can't do that because that's been a joke forever.
Too bad. It's a euphemism now.
God
So
damn
what's
it.
everybody else doing? You guys just gonna chill for the rest of the night, or
I'm ordering
just
a dog.
sipping on a drink, not too hard or anything, but just chilling and enjoying the night.
and just absorbing the information from the day?
Yeah,
Pretty
I'm gonna
much.
Throw my drunk.
And
companion.
mostly visualizing what the business cards are going to look like.
Gonna throw my drunk companion onto the floor and order some kind of like healthy food, like a salad or something. Maybe some soup.
How about duck Caesar salad?
Okay, duck Caesar salad.
Tonight we dine on turtle soup.
Turtle soup sounds pretty good too. I can deal with that.
You know, I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna go sit back down at the bar, and because all three people have ordered duck, I'm gonna be like, "Do you have goose?"
No, we don't carry goose. Only duck.
Damn. And I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
drink my drink.
I really don't want to cause a problem in your bar, but I might kill him.
Oh, don't do it down here. You scare away the patrons.
I'm gonna roll athletics to pick both of them up on one on each shoulder.
No, but I'm eating my.
He's just eating this.
Oh, you're done wrestling each other, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm eating. Leave me alone.
All right. If you're done wrestling, then I won't do that.
You pick him up and take him up to his room. Tell him he's eating.
I'm actually going to go to my room while you guys are doing all this.
Get some more sleep in.
Continuously give BB the like evil eye.
We'll pretend I'm getting more sleep in. That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Relaxing.
We'll pretend that.
He's totally not choking the gnome.
That's not what I'm doing. No.
All right, that's it. Where's my knife? Gotta find it. It's in my backpack somewhere.
It's a secret to everybody what I'm doing, including me.
Here's my knife.
Wait, what are you gonna do with that knife?
It's a joke. But I was going to stab
I haven't
BB.
been drinking.
Are you
tonight
gonna
either.
go gashing the centaur?
No, I was going to stab BB in his fucking head.
Centaur. We don't have a centaur.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
your
Minotaur.
No, Minotaur, yeah.
Minotaur.
Yeah.
You think a centaur could fit in this building?
Yes.
The Minotaur.
Not walk up the stairs.
Minotaur has goes in a bedroom with two beds because he needs both beds to sleep in.
I completely
know.
believe a centaur could walk upstairs.
I say
Ladders, man.
everybody's being pretty bearable to fight.
Yeah, ladders too. I feel like that's pretty possible. It's hard, but possible.
Except for BB, the only one who aggravates Fly seems to be Rivet. I mean, sometimes Doru does, but that's just because he's like, not coming with me.
Is that why?
He's being angsty right now. He's being emo dear. He's being very angsty dampier.
You say that as he just looks depressingly into the bar, just like we're going to die so hard.
As you sit there and
it's so hot.
Hey Dory, just roll me a random D20, see what you get.
Just a random D20.
Yeah, see what you get.
Well, that's promising.
Oh, it's so
you
hot.
sit there and eat your duck. Like you actually kind of taste a little bit of something.
No,
but
wait. I don't want to eat the duck. I just want I want to buy a duck and then take it to my room because it might seem suspicious to like normal people if I don't eat anything.
Well, you can taste it there.
It's so expensive then.
Yeah, how much does the duck cost?
So it's like I don't know. Let's put like 50 silver.
All right, that's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty good by them. I keep giving them tips, so I'm hoping they give me good food.
So you take your turkey. So you take your duck. You go upstairs in your room. You set the duck on the floor, and like when you sit there and stare at it, wishing you knew what it tastes like.
Yeah, he just looks at the duck and he doesn't have any desire to eat it. He's like, why does this feel so repulsive?
I'll eat it.
Yeah, if someone else wants to like take the hen, come back, then he will give you the duck.
You know what? As I watch Toru walk away, I slowly stumble behind him.
I thought you were eating your salad.
I have my salad with me. I brought it with me.
What you doing? Hanging out in the bathroom?
I'm just gonna be like,
oh hey,
what's up? Why aren't you with the rest of the group?
Well, I can't eat this or it'll probably make me throw up, I feel like.
Oh, right. Shit. I look around for like a little table and I put down my salad.
Wait, you brought your salad?
I did bring my salad. And then I pull out a little vial. I cut my hand open. And I bleed into it. I'm like, here you go, you have this.
Alright, thanks. I know this is awkward, but I appreciate it.
I'm sure it could be much more awkward, but I thought this was the best way to give it to you.
Phrasing, but sure.
God.
Yeah, phrasing. I'm not very good at that.
Context.
Anyways, you ever need any help with your hunger? You know, we're all here for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, I'm sorry that my condition's affecting the group so much, but...
Hey, it's not really affecting that much. I mean, it's just a little bit of... It's just a little cut every now and then. I mean, I probably didn't give you that much.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were all to contribute, but still.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Every bit helps.
Little snack, I guess.
Yeah, I just tan-fy the dog.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know. I don't know what else to do with it.
If I don't eat it, beef will. So, just put it on top of my salad and pick it up and be like, well, if you ever need anything, you know, just tell us. Like, I'm here for you, bud. I just nod and walk out.
I sort of nod like, back a little bit.
And I just walk out and I'm like, so awkward.
Yeah, I just wait until they leave to drink the blood because, you know, of course.
I wander back into my room.
Sit down, lick your wounds, literally.
Lick my wounds, and I finish my salad, and I start picking at some duck.
Oh god, popping the gnome, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I can see Jake ordering a salad and be like, or a duck salad and say, yeah, I'll have the duck salad, but can you keep the greens? I'll just take the duck.
Can I just have the duck? Yeah, but this is a different character from me. This is why I made her order a salad. So flies back up in her room, feeling a little awkward.
Or you just kind of shoot that? Do you just shoot that blood like a shot?
No, it's just, you know, just down the hatch.
As you do so, you're like, it's better than than the last one you had, where it was less calculated. It was a little bit more for sure, but You realize it
takes
the edge off for the most part, but
also Fey blood.
Yeah, as a vampire, he hasn't had like very many like types of blood to sample.
I'm a Fey creature, so
yeah, it's been like the coagulant blood, the spider, and this basically.
Plus whatever they gave you on the camping trip.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was yeah.
That's where this idea came from, was because originally we all decided to one of my other vials that I have, because I have 6 vials. I've used 2 of them. One of them I gave to you. And we just all filled it, like, we all cut our hands and put blood into it for you. And then the second vial I just used now.
Yeah. Your first taste of Fey blood was definitely unique.
Does it taste good or bad?
Oh no, roll a d20. Yeah, roll a d20 and see if it's good or bad.
Yeah, because I don't know how you would measure this.
If it's higher than a 10, it's good. Huh?
You're kind of iffy about it. It's not. You're not used.
Yeah,
you're still gonna.
Unique,
you're still adjusting to the whole idea of drinking blood, right?
Too much magic.
Yeah, it's got a bit of like a weird sweet taste magic to it. Yeah,
it's like a sickening. It's like a sickening sweet taste.
Yeah.
Too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
Like I should probably tell Fi never to give me blood again.
Yeah, no, that's an acquired taste. Like, it'll take a bit.
It's like drinking coffee, but you still taste the coffee beans.
Yeah, it's it takes a bit for you to like get used to it, and then you work your way up to like drinking unicorn blood.
I mean, my blood. As you're drinking my blood, it's literally like.
I mean, don't forget you drank it out of a vial too, so that could have been effective too.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't directly from the source per se.
Yeah.
Now, if you would have actually bit her or him, it'd probably be like, slightly different, but.
Oh yeah, that'd be super awkward. That's like something you only do with someone if you're.
That's like a last resort thing.
Yeah, that's like something you only do when you're like on like a second date.
I wasn't literally gonna walk in your room and be like, "Bite me." It's just gonna be like, "Hey yo."
So wait a minute. If your character were to do that, wouldn't that mean that they're scoring now?
Yes.
Wait, who
I guess, but I'm not Corin, so I can't be scoring.
Yeah, I guess for Fi they did score, and for Doru they did.
Yeah, really, Fi's like the loser in that situation.
Yeah, Fi just cut their hand and then walked away, and Doru got the good experience.
Yeah, Doru's like, magic, it's not that great, but still. And Fi's like, ow, my fucking hand. Busy rabbiting up.
Let's go take a nap and you'll heal in the morning.
Yeah, drunken Rivet here is going to slowly walk to his room to sleep.
You know what? That's probably why you only got a 9, is because I was also...
I can't remember which one was my room.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're drinking, too. So
because you're drinking, yeah.
You're drinking, it might be sent up a little bit, so it might, like, kind of...
Yeah, there's a bit of alcohol in it. It's throwing off the, like, sweetness.
He has some of that, like, gross...
Hey, Doru, just roll con save to see if we get drunk off that.
But I'll roll con with like disadvantage because it's like literally diluted in the blood.
Well, it would be at advantage.
Yeah, either way, really.
Oh, with advantage, you would get a 22 because it would have been diluted.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's diluted alcohol. It's not like he's taking a shot, you know.
I mean, but my blood alcohol level was pretty high at that point.
It was like the last time that Rivet got drunk. He's snoring incredibly loud. So if you guys want to roll a perception check to see if you could hear him snoring his head off, if you roll higher than like a 10 or an 11, you could just hear this gnome snoring like no tomorrow in his room. He's like better than a doornail right now.
Oh, perception check?
Yeah, perception. I'm curious if anybody can hear him snoring away in the room. He's just completely out of it.
19.
What? Who's making noise? Oh, turns over and goes back to bed.
I'm gonna keep opening this door.
Do a strength check.
I'm probably gonna break my fucking leg.
I assume the door is locked.
Oh, actually, no. I wouldn't lock. I didn't lock the door. I'm drunk.
Oh, you know what? I
need to.
I just realized there's something really good I could do right now. I probably should have. Yeah, Primeval Awareness allows me to search for, like, a number of things and know if there's any of them within 1 mile of me, and one of them is dragons. I'm going to use Primeval Awareness to see if there are any dragons within 1 mile of my current location.
You know how big this city is?
Yeah, but it can't hurt, right?
It really doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Are there any dragons within 1 mile of the tavern?
Yeah, there is no roll for that. That's just a thing that he has to ask.
There's 1.
Oh!
Oh,
there you go. Oh. See, now he knows that there's 1, but he can't find it.
I don't know where it is, but there is 1.
There is 1 within, what is it, 50 meters?
1 mile.
1 mile, yeah. Oh, fuck.
I know my secret.
Which is basically the entire range from where we are around the entire city.
Give or take. I mean, it's not terrible. Like, in terms of what the setting, it is a big city, but ain't no New York.
Then again, dragons. Actually, I don't know if our characters would know that. Dragons can, like, pose as humans and stuff like that.
Yep, you're right. They can.
But I don't know if our characters would know that yet. So.
Well, you read into the books and everything. You know that you can tell. You read into the books, so it's not like you don't know.
Oh yeah, I should mention it doesn't reveal the location or numbers, so I should know it's just 1. But yeah, that's
you can tell that there is a dragon within.
Yeah, there is 1 or more dragons within the area.
Within 1.
Within 1 mile.
1 mile. That's it. I kept wanting to say kilometer, but I'm too Canadian for that.
Now that I know this, I can actually probably, like, do something really smart once we get up in the morning.
Possibly. What's everybody else doing? You guys just kind of moseying your ways up to bed?
Yeah.
I'm guessing Fi busted the door down and woke me up or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I busted in and I immediately, like, went to go tell you, shut the fuck up.
I think I was sharing a room with Beef.
Yeah.
Alright.
And as soon as you woke up and I said, shut the fuck up, I went back to my room. I pulled up my brother.
Yeah. Did you or did you not leave the door open when you left?
I left it, like, totally a hinge. It was open, swinging a bit.
So that was even louder, the story.
Yeah. I closed my door and put some fucking earplugs in and I just leaned.
Anyway.
If you have prestidigitation, you can just direct us at noise.
I could, but I've literally... I'm gonna let everybody else deal with it. You know what, actually? I grabbed my shit and I moved to a different room.
I could take care of this for a short time.
I will make reference to the fact that it's because he's drunk. He normally doesn't sleep like this. It's just when he gets hammered.
Vic walks over to Rivet's room. Opens the door.
Well, the door's off its hinges.
The door's basically already
pushes
open.
the door slightly further open. Cast silence.
How long does that last?
10 minutes.
I don't get fall asleep right.
Oh my god.
So
There
it's
was
like,
just like a slight hint of, and then it went silent all of a sudden.
you know, it's like, it's about to be night, right? Like, you know, it's starting to be like, you know.
Yeah, the sun's setting and everything's getting dark out.
Yeah, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna, like, sneak out.
I also cast deafness on myself.
I'm gonna attempt to stitch some of my robe that was ripped up back together.
Yeah, because this might take a bit of time to actually do.
Completely unaware of him casting deafness on himself.
Everyone
I
do
turn to Vic
perception.
for a moment and say, you know, I think we met some good people.
Okay, okay, first off... Okay, sorry.
Perception?
I probably see you talking and just kind of give you a thumbs up. I don't know what you're saying, but I would respond.
Okay,
Too
so
busy
I want
sewing my robe back together.
So I want you to do a stealth check. I want everybody else to do a perception check, except for Vic, since he's deaf right now.
All right,
DEF deaf.
Do you want me to re-roll my perception?
Yeah, because of those, because you already used it for dealing with snoring.
Yeah, I do want to mention it because I'm trying to do it sneakily. I'll leave my armor behind.
Roll stealth.
This is actually a good.
Damn it did the roll. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Yeah. So 8.
Oh shit! I still heard you. I literally heard you're right across the hall from me.
You kind of hear the squeaking in the floor as you hear him sneak off.
Damn it! I'm just gonna
So do you and Red, you kind of hear the squeaking coming out from Dory's room. Everybody else is like snoozing.
Oh, I'm out. I'm not even gonna try to do a perception check.
Right, I could have just manually. Alright, I'll also manually remove it. Alright, yeah. Alright, that's right, yeah.
Hold on.
So yeah, who all would like?
Oh.
Alright, Fi, Red, and like. Alright, yeah, Fi and Red.
I'll poke my head out the door.
Yeah, just come out my room.
Where are you going, eh?
Well, I'm not gonna say anything.
I gotta go Canadian.
Alright, yeah. You know, like, why notice them, I guess, is the real question.
I think, like, you were probably about steps by the time they poked your heads out, you probably didn't hear them.
Okay, yeah, so I'll just go downstairs.
Okay, so Fire and Ready, what are you guys doing?
I will cast Hidden Step and follow.
I'm just gonna walk up normally.
I'm basically...
Wait, did I see Red?
No, I think Red's invisible.
So.
Oh, Red
basically just makes it quiet, right?
Well, okay. I'm just invisible until I do anything, really.
Then I guess I'm
until your next turn, so whatever.
Going to very slowly make my way downstairs. I guess I could roll a stealth. Let me just move my character.
I will, by the way, try to stay to the side of the stairs just in case anybody walks up or down them.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna head outside the inn.
Okay.
Yeah, go out the door. Alright, so here's what I want to do, and I don't know, like, if they're gonna follow me the entire way. I will walk half a mile east.
Wait, are you trying to pinpoint?
Yes.
So where's the inn again?
The inn's like around, yeah, about here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how like big the scale is on this map, but yeah, I'm gonna try and walk about like half a mile east of the inn.
Okay.
I'll keep following because, as far as I know, my invisibility lasts until I do something.
All right, and I'm going to use Primeval Awareness. I'm gonna use it again. and search if there's like a dragon in like a mile's like radius of where I'm standing.
Okay. You still have a presence of a dragon?
Okay.
I'm gonna run up beside him.
I'm just gonna roll perception.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, hey, Fi.
What you doing?
I take out a piece of paper, I sort of like, map out like some circles. And it's like, well, I was trying something out, and I think I might actually have a bit of a lead.
Well, why don't I come with you?
Yeah, sure.
Go play with his gnome.
Damn it.
So let's see if yeah. I kind of will, like, I've got a circle. Hang on, like, I'll just make shapes to make this easier, like, where, okay, yeah, draw shape. Well, crap, why is that a square?
I'll be right back.
Crap, how do I draw a circle?
Alt.
Wait, circle, okay, yeah. Alright, so... Okay, yeah, so I'm just assuming this is like half like mile around this place, and I like walked over here. And I was like, oh, alright, circle.
I think half mile is bigger than that. Like, you're talking like this. The city itself.
Also,
It's not.
Yeah, isn't it a mile radius too?
Yes, yeah.
That'd be a mile
trying...
in each direction. So that's
so it'd be like
it's pretty much like that mile. That mile thing is like pretty much the entire city, really.
Oh, a mile's like the entire city.
Give or take.
Right, I mean, yeah. All right, so like this would be like halfway across the city then.
Yeah, you're probably sensing something about most of the city.
Okay, so like, crap. How can I actually move the shapes? Wait, select move, maybe, yeah? Can I, like, make this big? No? Alright, screw it, delete this. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna try to, like, do some, like, figure it out, right? So, like, a mile would be, like, roughly the entire city, you say?
Yeah, give or take, yeah. Like, it's big, but not, like...
Alright,
it's medieval big.
So let's see, fine, like, yeah, roughly like that, I'd assume. I walk, like, let's say over here. And now, let's see, can I, like, crap, can I actually get a hold of this? It'd be nice if I had, like, copy-paste.
Sorry about that, my old man just called me.
Yeah.
You can definitely copy-paste.
So, like, move, circle, please.
Just select the item and then hit Control-C and then, Control-V or whatever.
Alright, I'm trying to, like, select the item. Okay, yeah. I think I did something, I know.
You did a thing.
There you go.
Did you delete your character?
Wait, did I delete my character? No? Alright, yeah, I'm just way over here. Alright, whatever, I'll just draw another circle. Circle, it's like, let's say about as big. It's gonna be really hard to tell.
Diagram.
Yeah, yeah.
Venn diagram, sorry.
The diagram.
Venn diagram.
I'm sorry, what's that about a hentigram?
The worst part is that there's multiple dragons.
Yes.
And they're on the exact opposite sides of town.
Yeah.
They only just text the presence of dragons and tell you how many there are, right?
Right. But yeah, I feel like this is sort of like, getting a bit of an idea of like what I'm kind of like doing.
You're gonna send off radar and see where about it is.
Yeah. Cause this, like, if it's pinging over here, then that means that, like, like, this rough area over in, like, this zone is, like, you know, probably a bit more clear then. So now, I'm like drawing circles on a piece of paper, like, in character, trying to keep this straight.
Hey, sometimes the most important notes are the ones that you'd make in real life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
And that's why I rate everything.
Are you trying to find the dragon?
Yeah, and I'm trying to, like, I want to go down to, like, this area down here.
But remember, I was following with him the entire time.
Okay, yeah. So I go, like, as down south in the town as I can.
Just roaming around in the late night, huh?
Yeah. So, I like, I'm sorry if this is, like, way too specific for what you had in mind.
Just Dragoon 5.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use primeval awareness again.
Wait,
And
how many times can you use it?
How many can you use that anyway?
No.
it uses one spell slot each time.
Yeah, it's one spell slot and it lasts at least 24 hours, right?
No,
so
it's
you don't
just a
even-
one-use thing, yeah.
A one-use thing? Oh. I don't think
Yeah, use your action to expend one ranger spell slot to focus your attention on a region around you. For 1 minute, the level of the spell slot you... For 1 minute per the level of the spell slot you extend, you incense one of the following... Oh, wait, no, it is for a minute. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't last forever.
Oh, crap. Well, I'm, like, still, I don't think a minute would be long enough to
It
really,
only
like,
hits
yeah,
you
get
for a
out of
minute.
range.
Yeah. I thought it was for 24 hours, but I'm thinking about Hunter's Market. It lasts
Okay, yeah.
longer.
Point is, like...
You have a ping of where it could possibly be.
Yeah, like, is the dragon in roughly, like, a mile of where my character is right now?
Literally, that's just saying, is the dragon in the city? Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, if I'm at the
listen,
south
you know,
end of town, and this only goes up, like, you know, halfway across the city, then that gives me information.
A good mile of this city is...
I mean, you're definitely not getting a signal down there too much.
Okay.
Not towards the south. I'd say it's where you originally drew it. If you have it, it's the
Yeah.
it's this first one that's like all around here. I would assume.
Yeah, the first two.
Yeah, okay, alright. That's actually really useful.
It's
So,
the
yeah,
third one. It can be deleted. It does.
Yeah, I do explain this to Five, like, okay, yeah, I have an ability that lets me sense different types of creatures around me, and I'm not sensing a dragon around this area, a mile around this area, so that means that the dragon's in the northern half of town, it seems. But also can't be, like, in the, you know, far western half of that area, because I was picking up over there, too.
You know, an important thing that I need to know is, does it matter if the dragon is born, or if you're just sensing the dragon egg?
I can't say for sure, but I'd assume that, like...
It would be in this area.
So where we need to look...
Interesting. So we
is
have
around here.
I guess our search area is
well,
being
like,
short
here-ish, yeah.
It's within the town. We were thinking it was outside, weren't we?
Well, there's at least a dragon in the town.
Wait, so I assume we're looking at like a map at this point.
Yeah, I've just got like a rough like drawing of the map.
Damn.
I regret.
And this is how we ruin Blue's campaign.
We're looking at a map.
Hey, look, it's like the one symbol on the bottom of the map.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So, if
That
that...
triangle? Is that the Illuminati?
If we hold on where, like, the hardest area that it seems that you're picking up that energy, it seems to be either in the port,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
a bit of
my phone.
a bit of the destroyed town, or from the largest bit, the council area.
Yeah, okay, this is gonna be very hard to do, but if I can, like, you know, recharge my spells and then, like, wake up in the morning and walk far enough that the council area is outside of the 1 mile radius, then we can know whether or not the council has at least a dragon in it.
Will you be able to use this ability again tomorrow?
Yes.
So tomorrow, take me with you, please, so that we have more than one eye.
Yeah.
I saw
That
you
seems
sneaking
fair.
out, obviously.
Yeah.
Not very good with me.
I just need to, you know, do it for myself to
I get
figure
it.
Yeah.
I get it, but, you know, it's always nice to have a second set of eyes. Maybe we come out and see if you, if it hits closer to the council area, then we might be being set up.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Let me actually look something up real quick.
Let's not worry anybody in the party yet about that, though. Let's just let them...
Okay, alright, yeah, I do need to finish a long rest before I get my spells back.
Yeah, you need a long rest. Let's just, let's not let anybody else know about this just until you make our next,
yeah, not until I'm absolutely sure.
We don't want to panic anybody.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna, like... I believe I have the screenshot, cause yeah, I'm gonna, like, erase these shaves for, like, yeah, so they'll stop being annoying, but I do want to still have a record of where they are.
Yeah, it's just a picture.
Oh no, I don't think I'd erase them. Wait, maybe if I'm on the shape,
it might delete your actual, token, but if you just
oh no,
highlight over all of it and click delete, it might delete.
Oh wait, Blue's God, I think. Wait, hey God.
It was me deleting my thing.
Okay, no, I undo this. Yeah, I'm like actually select the shape and just yeah. Okay, yeah, I just need to move out of the actual shape before I do the thing. Oh, alright, this is an awkward one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry as I, like, solve the campaign.
How dare you mark up my map?
Oh crap, this one's not going away. Oh well, it's fine.
I love how the only thing that I
wait, no, I got alright, there we go. Okay, yeah.
Boop.
Alright, so I'm gonna get a long rest then.
Yeah, I guess we should head back to the inn and take a long rest.
Me too.
I really wish I thought of this earlier. I could
forgot you were following behind us the entire time.
Yep.
In all this downtime, I could have just solved the mystery like immediately. Oh, jeez. Alright, yeah.
Hatching from the egg sent back in time with memory loss. Oh my god, Baron.
So yeah, it's in this area.
Well, I'd say that's hot, but it's a cold dragon.
So what are you doing?
I'm
Guys,
go a long
We're
rest.
gonna go have a long
So
rest.
everybody's going back to the inn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going back
Wait,
to my
were
room.
they out longer than 10 minutes, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, probably, because you had to walk all the way across town and back.
Okay,
probably-
you were
probably
going to hear
an
the
hour.
snoring because silenced only lasted 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I moved rooms.
It probably lasted a little bit less than that because I assume I drop concentration once I fall
When
asleep.
you fell asleep, yeah.
Also, BluFuzzyHat, thank you for playing off of that.
All good.
A token. Oh,
I was looking if
there
I
it
had
is.
silence. I wanted to use it, but I didn't have it.
And yeah, I guess, like, Red never really revealed himself, so we never knew he followed us.
No, he doesn't know that we were just wandering around.
Yeah, all he knows is that we wandered outside together and then, like, came back
Like,
after an hour.
Literally, Red's like, they were on a date.
I was listening. I might not have stood close enough to like look at the map or anything, but I was listening to the conversation.
They were on a date.
Yeah, he has the right impression.
So as you guys settle in for the night, finally, all kind of just fall asleep. You just hear the quiet sounds of the crickets outside as the rest of the city starts to fall asleep, and the typical noises kind of die out.
Is this where the session
And
is?
And then as you fall asleep, let's see. Doru, it's fine, Doru. You kind of like roll me a perception check.
I'm trying to sleep. Why am I rolling a
Well,
perception?
as you're about to fall asleep, what'd you get?
It hits
I
the
guess-
fan.
Nothing. I'm too busy trying to
Okay,
sleep.
you guys can't hear anything over her snoring. So
I'm snuggling my pillow.
as you guys sit there and snuggle your pillow and fall asleep reading your smut.
I'm reading my smut and snuggling my pillow.
Yeah, porn, the one thing that'll wind you down.
And with that, the night you guys fall asleep for the night, and I'm gonna bring the session to an end so we don't get anything else because it's relatively late and it sounds like people are getting tired.
Yeah, and I feel like if I did what I was going to do next in this session, that would push the plot ahead way too far.
Really needs to prepare for the crap.
I gotta prepare for sneaky players.
You gotta get ready for some kind of fight in the next round because I think me and Doro were looking for one.
Oh,
I want to
boy,
use my
yeah.
new sword, to be honest with you.
Even though that like Phi is the biggest fucking crybaby that I've ever made.
All I need is to move, like, far enough away that like, council nobleman area is out of reach, and I'll know exactly where it is.
Yeah, but now you've been stuck with me because I've figured out what you're doing. So if you don't take me, I'm gonna be pissed.
Or you weren't looking up and there was a black dragon flying overhead that was camouflaged against the sky.
Yeah, this is true, but how likely would that be?
Just conveniently happened.
I can't believe this, like, ability that's, like, feels super useless actually solved the plot.
I actually never thought about using it that much while I was playing as Keth.
It's like, is there a dragon in this town? Oh, wait. Oh man, I feel kind of bad about that.
Well, everything that we were going against when I was Scath, we already knew what we were going up against. So if I was like, is there an undead in the area? It's like, yeah, the whole fucking city's undead.
Oh man, how funny would it be if like one of our party members had like a draconic bloodline or something and that's what he was picking up?
See, that's what I'm waiting for, is if you do that and you're looking for a fae, and then the first thing that lights up is me. And I'm just like, hey.
Hey guys.
Like, I detect Faye, it lights up. It's like, alright, let's move, like, you know, a mile south, it lights up again. Alright, let's move, like, a mile east, it lights up again. It's like, wait, hang on.
Right beside you the entire time.
You also gotta remember, there's probably gonna be elves everywhere, too. They have Fae ancestry.
Oh, yeah.
Red waves.
Same with Vic, because he's half-elf.
Oh, yeah. Vic is
Other half-elf.
Yeah, but I'm like full fae because I'm a changeling.
I'm half elf, half Goliath.
Oh God. So how'd that go for you guys?
Oh man,
that was fun. Sorry for being such a goofball.
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought that was
energy.
Part of the session today was kind of to be a bit of a goof, wasn't it? I didn't have anything super planned. I gotta just trying to work out through the RP parts and try to get. Yeah, Blue even said she didn't really have anything planned before we were going into it, and then I was like, "Well, trust me, I'm sure we can fucking throw some random shit out there."
Yeah.
I always expected you guys to throw random shit in here at that point.
Oh, hey, a giant shape.
I definitely kind of took over a little bit there when I was trying to demand to get to the council, so...
That's fine. Like, it feels like it would be capped within Vi's character, yeah.
It definitely does kind of seem like it within my character of wanting to know everything.
But yeah, that was... Yeah.
Get help
Why can I BluFuzzyHat with Photoshop open right now making business cards?
Oh man, but yeah, that was...
I was just gonna do it in Roll20 real quick, but yeah, that works too.
Yeah, that was fun. I love that, like, everyone's just slowly driving Doru insane.
Yeah. It's fun being the goofball show-off at the same time.
Yeah,
well,
it's like,
I don't know why Fi would be driving you insane. She's the only one that fucking has her head on her shoulders.
Yeah, it's like, it's Fi and Red are the only ones who aren't, like, yo, it's mostly, like, really honestly, it's mostly, like, Vic and, like, Rivet.
I mean, I won't lie. Fi says some silly
I asked for money for a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy.
Yeah, it's just, they're like, oh yeah, yo, it's gonna be cold. A's like, oh hey, noble lady, give us coats.
I did say if it pleases the council.
Yeah,
so
he was very nice about it. He was very nice about it. And I won't say that Fi she ain't the best diplomat in the world. But, I mean...
Definitely don't ask Rivet for any diplomatic negotiations.
you get Fi and Vic in a room. We're gonna swindle you out of everything.
Hey, it's a roll that wasn't below a 7.
Yeah,
Finally.
Blue, I really hope you have like a plan for what to do when we find the dragon egg.
If it is the dragon egg.
Like, I'm just gonna fucking pop in and talk to animals, and I'm gonna start talking to the fucking dragon again.
Yeah, because it's like, how, like, it would be just our luck if we just, like, yo, try to narrow it down, and it turns out that, like, yo, like, the barmaid at the Traveling Duck or something is, like, a secret dragon.
Yeah, she's just out getting her experience in the world before she returns home to go back to Dragon College.
Yeah, although it would be impressive.
Or
I'll be quite honest.
In the
I've had passing thoughts about Aster, but I skipped out on it.
Animals wouldn't work on a dragon.
In the sewer below the city. That's how all the sewage gets like disintegrated.
Every single encounter in this campaign takes place in the sewer.
Oh, Beef! Yeah. You just missed the end. All we did was
yeah, we found where the dragon is.
Doru pinged that there's a dragon in the city within a mile of us.
Yeah, we're about to like walk out of city and then like, you know, have a bunch of rocks follow our characters so we don't ruin the plot.
Fi died. She was decapitated.
Oh, how did we find out the dragon was in the city?
Oh yeah. So Doro has an ability that lets him sense like for specific types of creatures in a 1 mile radius, and it just tells him if there are any around or not. So he just used it around when he was like sitting in the inn, realized there was like a dragon around, like went to the end of town, did it again, like felt the dragon again, and went to like the south end of the town and didn't feel it. So he's like, alright, well it must be in this specific area.
And it's a good thing that two of the most like rather intelligent people I know, that HectiX has a very high intelligence, but the actual somewhat intelligent characters, as I've
his is more street smarts.
Yeah, we triangulated the dragon's location to the spot in like the Discord. There's a little image on like, you know, the D&D section.
I was right beside Doro the entire time, and Red was following behind us in the shadows.
That's pretty cool. Sorry, I missed that.
It was the best.
They're trying to be sneaky now. I was like, oh, you bastards.
Huh?
just
breaking
like,
the game is what you do.
Yeah, A-tier deduction on my part.
That was a pretty solid like hit, and then when he decided to sneak out of the fucking entire place, the only thing that he screwed up on is that me and Red heard him leaving, so we followed him.
Oh man.
And because Fi is terrible at sneaking, she just decided to run straight up and was like, hey, what's going on?
So now the plan is once Doro gets his spell slots back, he's going to walk like out of town, go like a mile away from like, you know, the city, like far enough that like the like, you know, noble district is out of range, and then try it again and see if we can narrow it down even further.
Get that right. It's fine, Doru, because we're going. I demanded to go with you because I said if you just disappear like that again, I'm going to stab you.
Yeah, because the current suspicion is that, like, the nobles probably have the dragon egg, so if there's a dragon in the noble area, then that raises some red flags.
That makes sense.
Of course, there's always the possibility it's the mommy you're detecting.
Yeah, that's true. But if so, at least then we will have learned something, and we might be able to get some hints off of that.
Baron, I just want to say, for the sake of saying it, that sounds a little too smart.
Biru, or would be Dorhi?
Dory, finding Dory.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ways to like
Dorothy. Dorothy. I don't know why I capitalized the D.
You know what? Dorothy works. Dorothy sounds like, yeah.
Phustus, you know damn well your niece would probably say something too.
Oh, I know. My niece helped me create this character.
I like Fido because you two teamed up to track something down.
You know what? Fido works. I like Fido.
Fido.
Also, Jake, has she started watching this campaign yet?
Yeah, she started watching this one. She only just got to some Beck. She's watching it back on Death's YouTube.
She hates me.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say she probably hates my character.
Yeah, no, she doesn't like Vec.
Really?
She doesn't like Vec, and she doesn't like BB because they're too self-centered, and I'm like, but those are my two best friends.
Man, It's good. It's gonna be so fun because like, did she say she hates John because he's too stupid? And now it's like Dora's gonna just walk out and do the smartest thing ever.
No, she likes Dora, and she likes the fact that I'm using the character that she helped me build as Phi.
Yeah.
Did she like the little token I gave you?
Yeah, she's like, that's the token, keep it. And I was like, but I could change it to be something else. And she was like, no, keep it.
Yeah.
Phustus?
Huh?
How old is she?
My niece? Okay, grade 8, 18. She's like 19 now.
Okay.
Oh, alright, yeah.
I wasn't sure because when we say niece,
she's like 9 years younger than me. So I was 9 when she was born. So
we're all old.
How long ago was that? Was she born in 2003 or something?
Jeez.
That makes me feel ancient. Fucking hell. Like what? 23 years? No.
Yeah.
2003? I'm 18 years older than her, I think.
I'm 27 this year, minus 9. Yeah, she's 19.
27 minus 9 would be 18.
I know it's 18, but she's turning 18, like 19 this year.
Oh,
in November.
Don't math me, bro. I can't handle it.
I failed math 2 times. So
well, one was the teacher just didn't like you, so she failed you, even though
no,
you
that was
did
science.
pass.
That was science.
No, I remember you passing with like a 52 and she still failed you.
No, that was science.
It depends because the school curriculum was like if you were over 60, at least when I was younger.
Alright, I'm just gonna end the stream now.
Yeah.